Hello, folks. Welcome back to Dungeon, presented by Drifter's Atlas. I am your dungeon master, Zach, and these four fine folks around the virtual table here are my players. We have Aelin Idlemist. We have, played by Erica. We have
Thank you.
Clara Silverbone, played by Sarah. We have Cornelius Emberkeg, played by Thomas. And we have Felix Mordenson, played by Tyler. Kate, not Sarah. Why did I say Sarah?
Rhymes with Clara.
Uh huh. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly why. I knew your name. I was like, I said somebody's name wrong. Who was it? Yep, I said hers. Um,
It's
yeah,
okay, I've been called worse.
we're missing our handy paladin Alex tonight, but we'll see if we can get along without him. Uh, so, a quick rundown here. We had a couple of little emergencies to deal with. Apologies for being late, but we're going to go ahead and get started. A couple announcements to get out of the way. First and foremost, we have the Drifters Atlas presents Ascension World Building tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We would love to see you all there. Thomas and I, and I believe Erica, if she's still up for it, are going to be building on our new campaign setting. And we're really excited about that. We are really close to having a really solid, fleshed out map. And we're hoping to get the finishing touches put on some dwarves up to the north tomorrow evening. That being said, another big thing that's coming to the channel is next Monday, we are going to be launching our Kickstarter. This Kickstarter is for an adventure, a little zine set in the world of Ascension. It's going to take your players from level 1 to level 3. It's meant to be played in 3 sessions, or you can extend it out to 6. And there's a whole bunch of cool player options and other little tidbits tucked into that zine as well. So it should feel like a really complete product at a very, very reasonable price. So that comes out Monday. Again, it's called Motherload, and you'll be able to find it on Kickstarter. Last but not least, we're going to be making an announcement about this probably every stream between now and the end of the month. But at the end of the month, July 30th, kicks off Gen Con Online. Thomas and I will be running D&D games through Baldman Games all weekend for the con. We'd love to have you guys come on as players. I think both of us are running in Eberron, which is a really fun setting. So we'll be running games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there's, I think, over 500 games being played just in our little group online. So we'd love to have you be at one of those tables. Ticket to Gen Con is free. You just have to sign up and register, and then table price is very reasonable, and it all goes to charity. So there's no reason not to take part and play in a game or two.
Yeah, it'll be 500 tables, and they'll all sell out.
Yeah.
So if you want tickets, get them on the 13th.
Yep, I think that's probably accurate. Other than that, I think we are good to dive into another episode of Ascension, or Dungeon Cleanse. So, let's see. Felix was not here last session, so we'll grace him with avoiding a recap. Kate, would you like to recap what happened last time?
I'm not always good at recaps, so
All
I
good.
apologize for my vagaries and obscure references. But we were down on the level where there was a big, what race was she?
A
Big
Naga.
snaky Naga type of thing. And there was a little battle of good versus evil going down in there, where there was some little demon guys and there were some not so demon guys, and we took sides with the not so demon guys, and we ended up with a big naked dead demon in a hot tub full of blood. And then we went and kind of went diving for pearls after he was deceased and found a couple cool things. And now we're just hanging in the room waiting for what's next.
Perfect. Yeah, one thing to note there is that Felix almost came back to running this adventure solo. We came very, very close to our first TPK, or our second TPK, I should say, of the stream. We're like 5 episodes in, and 2 of those episodes we've almost died. So it's not a good track record so far. But they pulled it out at the end, took care of Lord Byron, the Imp Lord, and yep, definitely went diving. Now you guys found some cool stuff. You remember what that cool?
Yeah.
Anybody have a note? Erica, go ahead and tell us what that might have been.
I just have the ones that I kept, which were 6 teeth and an oil of slipperiness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I believe Cornelius found some things as well. He went diving too.
I found a brazier of control fire elemental,
Yeah.
which will help us not die next time.
Ideally.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. If that's what it takes, I'll give you a brazier. So yeah, all of Lord Byron's buddies that you hadn't already trounced fled when you took him. They're probably just outside this room, but they're 100% not in the room with you. So you're in the indoor pool area. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Tyler, Felix can move into that room. I can move him for you.
Can you move me to them, because I don't know where they're at. I just see darkness.
Definitely.
And you have no dark vision.
I mean, I have a little vision because he said the floor is light up or something.
It's got the disco floor.
Oh, that's right. Michael Jackson floor.
I've been chilling up here with the Naga the whole time. You know, we're just
Yeah.
talking about life in the universe.
BFFs by now, right?
Yeah.
She was, if I remember correctly, from a couple weeks ago, she was hesitant whether she liked you at that time, let alone.
I mean, I feel like she liked me better than she liked anybody else.
Yeah, that's
You would
debatable.
think that.
That's fair. So you should be able to see now, Felix. If you scroll down south, you should find them. Perfect. Okay. So yeah.
Yep.
So there's no incoming threat that we noticed, right?
No, it seems like at least how it at the moment, you dealing with their leader has left them unwilling to engage.
Okay. I would like it if we could take a breath for a second.
Hmm.
But maybe someone should tell.
Cornelius has passed out twice.
Yeah,
We need a rest.
maybe we should tell the ones in the other room that we took care of Lord Byron.
Just
We're
shout
going
it
to leave
out.
this room before resting?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How is everybody? Everybody.
No. Everyone
No.
is bleeding from the eyeballs.
Oh.
Yeah, both Cornelius and I went down a couple times.
Okay.
Nice
And
of
the
you to
other
show
two
up.
were almost dead multiple
Yeah,
times.
we need a long
Yes.
rest.
I mean, we might be able to drag ourselves back, especially if these things ran off, but
If we're gonna take a long rest, what?
maybe even just a short rest for now, but we need something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna take a long rest, let me healing word each of you once, so that you have a little bit, and then we'll go somewhere safe.
Okay.
But we could head up by our Naga friend. I feel like she'd protect us.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that's the first one. That'll go to Erica. Wait,
It just comes up with the spell card. Yeah.
I don't remember how to. I'm still learning roll 20. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Is there a way just to roll it on her, or do I have to type something?
Type it for now.
My spellcasting ability modifier, which is I don't know. Like I said, I'm still learning this class.
It's a weird class too.
4, I think, because intelligence is my spellcasting ability.
Yeah.
So it's going to be +4.
If you have an 18 or 19, you should, yeah.
Yeah, I have a 19.
Yep.
Okay, so there is Erica,
Okay.
and there's Thomas. Hey, you both got
Minimum.
5 because I rolled minimums.
Lovely.
Hey, it puts me in the double digits.
Awesome. That puts me to 6.
Let's get to our friend and hide.
Okay.
Okay. So as you move out into the blackness, you notice a couple things right away. The first is that it is not so black here as it once was. Gosh, I hate Roll20 so much. We're struggling.
Is it giving you a hard time again?
It's a hard time. Guys, to anyone listening, I won't. As you move out into the darkness, you notice that the darkness isn't as black as it was before. Something is definitely changed. There, that ashen fog that lied heavy over everything that you walked through is just on the ground now. It's not hanging in the air. Your feet are making tracks in an inch of soot, but you can definitely see the entirety of this chamber, and you see pressed into the walls, as if trying to distance themselves from you, are several small imps and quasits. As you turn your gaze to them, they will probably, to the one, blink invisible, as if in panic, hitting the panic button. But you are welcome to continue to move wherever you want. At this point, at least, they seem to be avoiding attacking you.
That's scared.
Mhm.
Let's leave them alone.
I agree.
They're scattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
I-
guys go through first, and I'll keep an eye on them.
Okay.
Would anybody like to drag me by my ankles?
I got it.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So, we're gonna head back up to the west
Mhm.
towards.
Do we want to hang out by the Naga, or do we want to hang out around one of the shrines?
I think
Uh,
over.
I think we're
in
going
the-
back the way that we were. You weren't here, but we came over here to the west. So I don't know where you are, Felix, exactly. But if
I'm
you go
standing right
through
next-
20, are you? If you go through if you go through 20 and into 15 and 18, that's where we were.
Yeah, but we can go straight through. It was the door that Ode found accidentally.
You
I'm
found the
standing-
door?
Will
I'm
that
standing right
Uh,
next to you guys, so I don't know where you guys are going.
Yeah, Ode last a while ago found the door to the imps before.
Yeah.
And then we went around.
Oh,
So we're coming
yes.
through that door.
So
Just heading
I
north.
think I'm confused. Which way are we going?
North.
Are we headed towards the Naga, or are we headed back to the angel people?
Uh, towards the Naga.
Okay. We're back in with the Naga.
Yes.
I know we have to go talk to the angel people about the fact that we just stopped this demon guy. But you also have how is Spyro?
Oh yeah. Citrine.
She's
Did
fine.
she get in my bag? Oh yeah. Yeah. Felix, I'm carrying a pseudo dragon right now. Just.
An adorable pseudo dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. Um. I can't go back to the serpents with her here.
It's fair.
You guys can maybe you guys can tell them that we took care of Lord Byron, but I don't know if I should go
I
down
want
there.
to I want to rub it in that guy's face that my bag plan worked.
Go right ahead.
He definitely. So I don't know if they told you, but I was a genius. And they stuffed me in a burlap sack and threw me at the bad guy, and I jumped out and cast magic missile in his face. It worked. I also
work.
died twice, but it worked.
But the magic missile went off.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
the stupid angel person, Angel Bro over here, told me that it was stupid that I was going to do that. It's like, I don't know how that's going to work, but I'll let you do it if you want to do it on your own. So, which, thinking back on it, that might have been our faithful DM telling us not to do it that way.
I said nothing of the sort.
So I guess if you guys are staying here, I will sneak over and go talk to Angel Bro if anybody wants to come with me.
Yeah, I want to come because I don't know
Yeah.
any people.
I'm going to slump down on this wall and
Take a rest.
yes.
Ditto.
We're going to come in here. Straight ahead, Felix.
This one,
Yep, straight ahead.
room 7.
Yep, and into room 8.
Oh, there's a door there. It doesn't show
Yep.
a door on my map. Oh no,
Gotcha.
it does. Weird.
Okay, so we're going to come down here.
Okay.
See me?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you and the blind people trying to lead the blind. I think
Wow. What are these big bright things?
those are spirit lanterns.
Kind of. Yeah. Archon lanterns, or lantern archons.
Are these all celestials?
They are.
Should I be scared?
Well, how does Felix feel to be around a whole posse of celestials?
I mean, generally celestials hunt Nephilim, so probably a little scared.
Yeah, that's a fair feeling. So yeah, you come and like all of these globes start to like hover around Felix. You could feel a warmth coming off of each one.
Mhm.
Are you going to say that you're scared or anything?
No. Just gonna sit here and see how they act.
They don't
Okay.
seem to be they don't seem to be hostile except that they're close to you. That's about it.
Okay.
Um,
If they don't bother me, I won't bother them.
It's fair. think that's old school.
Yeah.
So where do we go next, Thomas?
Go talk to the guy in front of me, and I'm gonna go talk to him. Oop,
This-
I'm sorry. Nope. Down here.
Okay.
And I'll go talk to Dark Angel Boy.
Virillion.
Oh,
Virillion.
he's a dark angel.
He is a. So what you guys noticed last time is that he is another type of archon. Archons are like the lawful side of the celestial heavens, and I don't know that you guys. Do you any of you remember what you might have learned about it?
We had glowing eyes. I remember that. Hold on. You sent it to us in this chat. I'm pretty sure. That's because Erica did this silly thing for Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
The sketchy guy. Nope, he's not in here anymore. I can't remember where you shared that. I remember that he wasn't as like clean. There was some evil to him or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not so much evil, but there is a darkness to him. You get the feeling that you got the feeling just by his persona that he is that he is probably used to being the angel that gets his hands dirty.
I can respect that.
So
I would greet him in Celestial.
yeah, he eyes you up and down. He's wearing this mask that covers up his face, and all in black, and he says, "A Nephilim. Fascinating.
Indeed.
More congregation in this space. More entities that belong elsewhere making their way here."
Did you say moral? Is that what he keeps saying?
No,
More.
more.
More. Okay. Yes. I've been here. I was otherwise occupied.
These are your friends, these companions, or do they bring you before me for some other purpose?
These are my companions.
So we
Well-
took care of your darkness problem.
I saw as much. The remnants of hell crumbled, and with that, the small creatures scattered. Well, that should be quick work to eradicate what's left of them and purge this area once and for all. At least the next quadrant. So, you have helped us a great deal eradicating Lord Byron. His defenses, his desecration is now removed. I believe I owe you some favors, perhaps.
Something.
Now, of course, I'm tabling the conversation we ought to have about your friend here, this Nephilim. For a conversation is due, but one thing at a time.
The bag worked, by the way. Just BT dubs.
Well, there's a saying. Your friend, the knight, might know it. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
That comes off really wrong. I was gonna. We will leave that one alone. But I have found what I was looking for a few times with that trick. My great aunt would not have steered me wrong with the hullabaloo. The whoopsie-daisy. The whoopsie-daisy? I can't remember what we called it. I can't remember what she called it. I took a knock to the head, as you can see, and I sort of part my hair, and you can see the blood from the pool sort of leak out. It's not good. It's not good in there. If you have some sort of cleaning crew that can just go tidy things up a bit, it might be your best option.
We'll see what can be done.
So I'm holding my teeth in my face.
He'll turn his head pointedly away from you. Let's see. He had a good conversation with Aelin last time. He'll say, "Anything else I could offer you?"
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you could offer us. We have done you a great service.
Right. I assumed that you were proceeding on from here. Is that not so? Or is this your final resting place?
No, we are trying to get deeper into the crypts to save the bones of the great king.
Ah. Right. You will need my help then, and you'll need my permission, so I can grant you things. That's as I expected.
I will furrow my brows when he says you need my permission.
He'll make a motion to the south. You guys see in the map just to the east of those 15 pillars, there's a large door. He motions that way and he says, "That is the door. That is the way out."
Okay.
But it's not easily done, especially at this venture. Typically, you see, before we came here, Naga could tell you more, I'm sure if she would. But before we came here, you must be blessed and approved by the squadron of priests that inhabited this place before you proceeded on. A part of the ritual cleansing, I believe. But the priests are long gone. And we remain.
So we need some sort of shower? Sort of holy shower?
Well, it's less a shower and more of a blessing.
Clerical work really isn't my thing.
Well, so the beauty of it is that there are those within this dungeon, this area, that can still maintain this ritual. You see, there were 9 priestly orders that established themselves here once upon a time, and you can still find remnants of them, though the priests, as I said, are now elsewhere. 9 orders, and approval of each one granted you the right to pass through. Purification.
9 people?
9 people. It was a simple matter once upon a time, now made much more difficult.
Seems like way too much work.
Well, you don't want to go sullying your crypt now, do you?
I guess. That's like changing your password for every website.
Well, such is the safe way of doing things.
Shame.
So, now I believe that you are faced with 2 options. I don't know which one you prefer. I know which one I would recommend. The first option is to clear this place of any vestiges of priesthood, any vestiges of the holy or the unholy. If you could both deconsecrate this place, then perhaps the door itself would be deconsecrated, allowing you much easier passage. Or, a second option, I believe that if you could get permission from individuals of all the orders, you might still make your way. And certainly you have mine. So that's one. One down.
What are the orders?
So he will start to rattle off. He'll start rattle off a list of religions. But it's more as he starts to rattle it off, you're going to see that there's more than 9 to be had. And basically, what you guys are going to get out of this is that you need something from all. You need approval or blessing from all 9 spectrums on the alignment chart.
Gotcha.
That's the simpler way of putting it. That cuts out like an hour of me saying, well, this person is this and this and this, and you finally figure out an hour later that all I was really trying to say was you need 9 alignment approvals.
Gotcha. Okay. So, what is he? What is his alignment? What is he blessing?
You could be pretty certain, especially from your past interactions, that he is a celestial, and he is on the lawful side of things. The order side of things is the better way of putting it for him. So, lawful good. I think we just lost Tyler, so see how that goes.
Okay. And what happened since we've killed one of the evil things?
So, do you ask this out loud?
Yes.
He says, "Well, it's the beauty of losing the priests and gaining creatures such as ourselves is that the priests are not of these other worlds. They simply are mouths. We, on the other hand, are direct representations of these places. So simply go find yourself an imp, get it to bless you, and then kill it. Simple as that. Do the same with a quasit. Go find a quasit, have it bless you, and then kill it. And proceed your way through the entirety of the cleanse, getting blessed, and then making your way through.
Okay. While we work on that, since you have helped us, I require one more piece of help if possible.
Certainly.
I need incense and charcoal. You were kind enough to find me a burlap sack. You'll
never guess what I dumped out of the burlap sack.
Nice. I could taste it when I was in there and it was shut. I had a feeling that you might be able to find me incense and charcoal.
So he will send one of his followers to the room directly south of you.
Whew.
So room 13 is kind of where you see them go. And he will come back with a supply of some incense, a small amount, some charcoal, plenty, and then he also comes back with hand. Well, yeah, that's what you asked for. He'll come back with that.
Yeah, I need 10 gold worth.
There is not 10 gold worth, but you remember where 10 gold worth of incense is 100%.
Back by the statues?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's a lot of incense over there.
Gotcha. Awesome. Throw it in my brazier fire command. It might not be a good idea. Okay. So, Felix, it sounds like we need to go around and ask blessing from all these evil things.
Well, the good ones too.
Well, what about the guy that we killed?
Oh, he real dead.
Aelin would have carried him out on the sword to prove it.
Absolutely. Felix, what you missed was that he said that typically you would have to get blessed by the 9 high
forgot you
priests,
took that.
but the fact that the priests are gone and they've been replaced by extraplanar beings means that any being from a plane of an alignment can bless you enough to get you through the door. So,
Okay.
so you
Okay.
either need to clear this place of any semblance of the planes and religions, basically deconsecrate the entire area, which would
Which means we have to
probably,
kill everything.
yeah, which he's like, you could try, that's a way to do it. Uh, or you can get a blessing from each of the 9 orders.
I mean, our friend the Naga was talking about balance.
Yeah, she gets herself hung up on such things.
I think the trick is to I think the trick is to go back to our party, talk to figure out what they want to do. But I think the trick is to open up all these doors and just be like, "Yo, I need to move on. Anyone want to bless me my moving through this place?"
You're hopeful. I like your enthusiasm.
Well, I think we should rest first before we do any of it.
I think that's probably a really good idea.
He says, well, that can be my final offering to you. Oh, hey, we got him.
He
Welcome.
exists.
Welcome, Alex. There we go. Alex, can you hear us? Not yet. Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Okay, yeah, I must have missed the memo somewhere that we weren't doing a call. I've been sitting here for like an hour and a half,
Oh my gosh.
waiting for the call to go out. I was like, maybe. I was like, wait a minute, what's that about getting disconnected? Did they already start?
Oh no. I am so sorry.
To be honest, we've
How
only
do
been playing for like 30 minutes because some crazy stuff happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that, so I was just like, okay, I'll just keep sketching until I hear something.
Okay, well we are
Plays into your character just fine. You're just
We have-
lost in yourself for a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Which is about normal, right?
Yes, it was about normal.
Guys, we're going to take a 5-minute break here, and we're going to transition out of this so that we can get
What
our
a
videos
day.
reset up. It's not a big deal. It'll take 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. Hang tight. All right, we're back, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging in with us. So we've got our Fey Knight now in the party, which is great. And you've just been given a bag of a little bit of incense and some charcoal, and Virillion, the Dark Angel, the Spy Archon, says, well, perhaps the final thing I might give is a resting place. You are welcome to stay here in my sanctuary for however much time you need.
Well, some of our friends are sleeping next to the Naga right now.
Oh, yes, well, we need to have one final conversation before you leave, young Felix.
Oh boy. Okay. Do we need to have this alone, or are we good?
No, we're fine. Your friends are of no threat to myself. I have one small question, and then, as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome to leave this place.
Okay.
Why should I not kill you here on the spot?
That's not what I was expecting.
I mean, to an extent, I can understand where you're coming from. My thought process here is, why not see what I can do to further your ends? As somebody who likes to get his hands dirty, I also like to get my hands dirty.
It's a it's a strange request for a Nephilim to ask one of our order to trust a Nephilim.
Oh, I don't believe you should trust me. I think if I betray you, you should kill me.
That's about right. We should probably kill you even if you don't betray us, but
I don't think so. We just sort of took care of something for you that.
Oh, you did. That's why we're not killing him right now on the spot. But
we also took care of something that you weren't able to take care of. So I wouldn't assume that we are.
Let's be a little bit more cautious with the words we're bandying about. Haven't taken care of. Hadn't taken care of. Those are fine words. Couldn't take care of. Not so much. That being said, you did do me a service, and so far, Mr. Felix here has not been a source of frustration, save by his mere presence. I tell you what, this is what I will do. This is what I will do. The other four of you have my blessing. Young Felix here does not. We'll see how things go. We'll see what your crew gets up to, what young Felix gets up to. Perhaps he will get my blessing and move on by the time this is over, but if I don't see things that I like, well, then he'll just be here forever.
Why do we have your blessing but not him?
Well, because you're not a Nephilim and he is.
Needed
Not wrong.
Listen, it's a delicate balance we play. If he was to make an appearance in a place like where we're from, there would be no balance. There would be an execution. Because we are here. What did Felix? You said something about the Naga. She said something about balance. Did she not?
Indeed.
This is that balance in play. Us giving a little We can't give so much, though. It goes against preconceived, predetermined, predestined way of doing things.
I say under my breath, I wonder if anyone else has a sack.
I don't even know what's going on.
I'll get you. Oh, we'll get you caught up here in a second. What's Felix?
You can be resting outside with us.
Yeah.
I'm
Most.
just-
I'm fine
just
with saying that
looking it
I'm inspecting the fiend area still or something.
That's good. Okay.
I'm still soaking it in. Like, I get, I get where he's coming from. So I'm not 100% like, no. I think I should be able to show you some. I should be able to show you my worth.
If such a feat is accomplished, it will be the first such feat in the history of the ages. That being said, stranger things have certainly happened.
Indeed.
One for the history books. Either way, I'm content.
I think it's time to head back to our Naga friend.
Yeah, let's go get you some rest so that you're not dead.
It's definitely still a possibility.
Okay.
Indeed.
All right. So, Aud. They basically what has happened is they beelined it straight to Virillion, told him that they took care of Lord Byron, which brought down the consecrated area that Byron had in his area that kept holy creatures from entering it. So now the celestial forces can invade the dark forces, but the dark forces still cannot invade the light. Okay. Virillion is quite pleased about this, and has told you all that he is the guardian to the door that leads further into the crypt. He also informed you that once upon a time, the purpose of the door was to be a ward, a purification ward, for those who were about to enter into the crypt of the king. And there were originally 9 orders, 9 holy orders that resided here in the temple. And you must be blessed by each one of the 9 priests in order to pass through that door. Well, there's no priests anymore. What you have instead are 9-ish creatures, types of creatures, that have managed to claw their way here or have manifested here or all variety of ways have ended up coming here. And so Virillion's statement was, if you're looking to get through the door, there's only really 2 ways to do it at this point, because there's no priest. There is either deconsecrate the entire area, which is going to require you killing a lot of creatures, and perhaps when the whole area is deconsecrated, the door might deconsecrate itself, and you could pass through. Secondly, you could basically get a blessing from each of the 9 orders of creatures, because they do well as a replacement for the priests. And he says he himself is one of those 9 orders, the lawful good alignment. And he is happy to, because of what you've done for him, he's happy to bless you. The group asked, well, we killed Lord Byron, so how can we get that blessing? And he said, well, it's simple. You just go find another imp and you get it to bless you, and then you kill it. You probably don't have to kill it, but he's going to tell you that you have to kill it. Welcome, Mini Terrain Domain, to the channel. Glad to have you.
Alrighty.
So that's kind of where you left it. So then the group said, let's go have a rest because we're all basically dead. Let's go hang out with the Naga, and that's where we've been.
Okay. But yeah, I think that I'll as the party goes running back to that guy, I'm kind of curious about the area that we were just fighting in. So maybe not necessarily that specific room, but I'd like to investigate that area a little bit and I'll use 5 points of my lay of hands to heal up 5 points, so I'm back at full health.
Awesome.
You know, you would know, and I don't know if Zach just mentioned it, that there are still a whole bunch of imps and quasits down there.
Yeah, so I'll give you a little bit of description, and you can determine where you want to go. Absolutely. Out as you step out of Lord Byron's swimming pool, swimming area. That room that you were in that was just thick with clouds of ash, and hard to see through initially. That's where all the quasits and imps were. All that ash has settled and sits on the floor. And as you walk into it, you leave footprints in the ashen soot. The imps and quasits are all basically just like recoiling from getting anywhere near your party as they pass through, and in fact went invisible. Like they want no part of this party that just killed their leader, at least for the moment.
All right. Because there was a part of the conversation that I think stuck out with the Naga that was the last conversation he had that he didn't tell the party.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was that there because I heard you talking about the balance and all that the Naga told everyone about you keep everything in balance. The other thing that really stuck with him is keep your mind open because not everything is as it seems. So I'm kind of pondering that while I start looking over the area, because I'm like, something feels off here. Now that you're telling me about they have to go get the blessings and everything, so I'm like, and the creatures over there, he already said that they're not supposed to be there. So I'm like, if we're talking about balance, none of these things are supposed to be here. I don't know. I'm hesitant to trust this guy in any way.
Yeah, the guy is super sketchy.
Yeah, especially since he's saying he's good, but he got awful threatening awfully quick.
Yeah. Just overall, that guy is super sketchy.
Which is why I opted to only use one of my smites last session. I was like, I have a bad feeling about this guy.
The one good thing is that I think we can recover the brown burlap sack.
It's gonna be gross.
Yeah.
It's gonna be gross, but I'm willing to get gross.
I like that attitude.
If it's
I'm
good for the
willing
party,
to get gross.
I'm willing to get back in the bag.
Let's all take a nap and see where we go from here.
So
Yes.
a chunk of you are fine to take a nap or begin a rest over by the Naga. She keeps to herself unless you want to interrupt her. She knows what you're about. That being said, Aud, are you wanting to go exploring while they're taking a rest?
I'm not gonna go like deep diving into anything like, but because I do recognize this is hostile territory, so I'll be on my guard. But I'm probably going to do something along the lines of, has anyone seen a really big egg? And I may try to draw an egg if in the ash, and maybe even write the word egg, even though I know that none of them are going to be able to read it.
Okay, so you just kind of stand there in the soot and draw, and you ask, what language are you asking in?
Probably common.
Okay. So as you sit there, draw the egg, ask about the egg, a creature manifests itself next to you, as if appearing from invisibility. And it looks like a bat at first glance. It's got its kind of wings hunched forward. It's hunched forward and it kind of strides along. But it's not quite a bat. It's got a little bit of red hue to its skin, and it's Like bats have like a fur, you know, around their
Mhm.
bodies and whatnot, and this one doesn't. It's just leathery from tip to tail, and instead of ears, it's got little horns that pop up. It's like a fiend's best interpretation of a bat. And it kind of like sidles up and says, "Yeah, what you got there?"
I'm gonna tell him it's a drawing of an egg. I'm looking for an egg, a very large egg.
Oh, looking for an egg, are you? What kind of egg are you looking for, baby? We'd like to find an egg ourselves.
I'm gonna kind of think about it for a second, even though it shouldn't need thinking. I'm gonna say I'm assuming it's a Naga's egg, since a Naga asked me, but I guess that's a safe guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fair guess. Yeah.
I'm not really entirely sure what a Naga's egg specifically looks like, but I'm imagining it's a very large egg.
Mm.
She told us big and blue, right?
Yeah, it's big and blue, but other than that, I don't know if there's any specific pattern or anything like that, or if it's smooth or scaled, or
Well,
hopefully it's not slimy.
I imagine. You know, I think I know what you're talking about. I'd be willing to trade you if that's of any interest.
Okay. Well, what are you looking for? I don't have a whole lot, but I have things that are tradable.
Well, you're hungry. You're looking for an egg. Feed
Well,
yourself.
not for eating.
Oh, feed yourself. Feed your friends. Or not for eating. What else do you do with an egg other than eat it? Fool.
You hatch it.
Nothing good comes from an egg. All right. Well, whatever you do with an egg, whether you're hungry or not, I am hungry. Haven't eaten in ages.
Okay, I will pull out an assortment of snacks, mostly flavors of beef jerky, and present them.
He kind of like eyes it all. Go ahead, Thomas. You're trying to.
No, I shouldn't be saying anything. I'm not there.
Okay. He kind of looks it over, and it extends his little pointed nose up and inhales it. It doesn't smell like it would bleed.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the blood's gone.
What about that bird on your shoulder? Could you part with a bird for an egg?
Unfortunately, that one that's not made of food either. I kind of like tap on it to show that it's kind of solid.
I bet we could make a go of it.
Then it screams in my ear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he'll say, well, perhaps we could trade something else instead. If you don't have anything that bleeds, I'm not excited about getting you an egg. But perhaps I could tell you where the egg is. And you do me a favor.
Alrighty.
Not a favor. A simple task. I think that's the best word for it. And you see like another little bat pop into existence behind him. One of his companions.
It's good.
Yep. And he says, back the way you came, just there to that small hallway. There's a door just to the right. And you look back and you can see that's the door. That is the door to area. I don't know if you guys can see area 18, but in that little hallway that you came through at the very beginning, Aud.
That little narrow hallway where there
yep.
was tons of imp and stuff. Okay.
Yep, that little narrow hallway. The door on the east wall is what he's motioning to. Okay.
Okay.
And he says, "If you go through there, you're gonna find an individual. Frustrating individual. I would really like to know if the markings underneath this individual appear to be active. If you would give me that information, I'll tell you where your egg is."
Okay. I got a question. When you say active, are you talking like magical active or?
Yeah, I believe that is. It should be some sort of like markings on the floor carved in. I assume they are magical in nature, but really all I want to know is if they're on or off. That's what I need to know. If you tell me if they're on or off, I'll tell you where your egg is, and we'll consider that a trade well made.
That's sketchy.
Oh, okay. Sounds easy enough.
Oh,
I'm gonna like hop up, dust myself off, and
yes. We we wish you well on your excursion, fair traveler.
all right. I'm gonna like give him a thumbs up, and then I'm gonna walk off seemingly confident, but in reality, I'm going. I'm not good with magic stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So as you leave, like pop, 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 a whole bunch of them pop into existence around the one that you were talking to, and they all start to like whisper conspiratorially. But unless you turn around, it's just going to be whispers.
Okay. I'll just continue over to the door,
Mm-hmm.
and I will knock on the door.
Awesome. You guys are gonna get a lot of resting in while.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be. This is like. I'm excited because this is basically like one player picking up a revolver and playing Russian roulette with no one.
Yeah.
With a loaded gun, a
Exactly.
fully loaded gun.
Yeah, yeah. What's behind this door? Nothing that'll kill me, right?
That must be just door after door until dead.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see. He's close.
I'm
He's
at least
only
being
like 40.
polite.
He's like 50 feet away from you guys, so nothing bad can happen.
Is that how that works?
With like
Yeah, I
6
think
hit
so.
points.
Yeah. So okay, so you knock on the door. And initially, there's no one responds. There's no sound from behind the door.
Okay. I will knock a second time, and if there's no answer, I will kind of slowly open the door and say, "Excuse me, I'm coming in."
Okay, you kind of crack the door, and you see, before you, an area that is in a ton of ash, very similar to the one you were just in. Though the ash, you're not certain if it's been on the floor for forever or if it just fell there. But in the midst of all this ash is a large desk. Let's see, I think yeah, it's a large desk, and there are stacks of parchment. Not large stacks, but stacks of parchment on the desk. And behind the desk, with the ink quill, looking up at you like you have just walked in to a unannounced, which you certainly have announced yourself multiple times. But sitting there is a man made completely of gold.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna say, oh, go ahead.
he has a pair of spectacles kind of sitting on his nose, right? He sets down his quill.
Okay, I'm gonna say, sorry to bother you, sir. Are your magic letters working?
I beg your pardon.
It's a long story. I was asked to check if your magic magic letters on the floor were working.
He'll say,
We're on? Is that what he said? It was on? I think it was on
he'll
or
rub
off.
he'll rub one eye, take off his spectacles. Come in, see for yourself.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how Hansel
Yeah,
and Gretel got eaten.
by a golden man. I'm gonna
Okay.
okay. I'll go in and then you close the door behind me.
Hmm.
Hey, and introduce myself and apologize again for bothering him.
He'll say, have a seat, and you'll see a chair rise up out of the floor.
Oh,
front of the
you're
desk.
fucked.
I'm going to. Am I getting any like weird vibes in here? Like it being a.
It's a gold man with a floating chair. Of course, there'd be weird vibes. I don't have. You don't.
I've got a gem-studded raven sitting on my shoulder.
Fair point.
We just fought a naked imp in a pool of blood and guts after talking to a
Yeah.
giant snake.
Fair point. Compared to the naked imp in a pool of blood, this is a very normal encounter.
Is it?
Sure, yeah, comparatively, I think so. Yeah.
I'm going to. I guess I have no reason to not go to accept to not accept his offer. I'd be rude at that point. So I guess, like I said, I'll apologize again and just say I've kind of been sent on a quest and it's been one thing after another.
Oh, that is the way of this place. There's always more steps than what are needed. But that's the way the balance is maintained.
I'll nod like I know what he's talking about, but the reality is I don't.
He says,
Like-
"You nod
like
like you
I'm
know what
trying to.
what." He says, "You nod like you know what I'm talking about, but I see underneath you do not."
I will just continue to nod. At least it's an honest nod now.
He says, "Well, what confuses you about this place? Perhaps I can give you a couple of answers. You could be on your way. I can learn a little bit about those who have entered this place myself. I suppose that's still part of my role here. Check things off the list."
I say, oh, okay. I was like, I'll kind of be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know we were supposed to check in with someone.
Yeah.
And then just kind of recount our adventure so far to him.
He
And
says,
then, including the part where I'm looking for an egg, and the imp said he has information on the egg. I just needed to see if like the magic letters were working, and it's going to be clear but since I keep calling them magic letters, that I don't really know what I'm looking for.
Go back to the point where you mentioned your purpose for being here. Can you be a bit more specific?
Oh yes. I guess there's something that's slowly desecrating this whole crypt area, and for some reason the current rulers are very concerned about it getting to the old king's bone, which everyone here seems to think that this desecration couldn't get here, and I'm just gonna kind of go, magic's not my thing, and I don't know how all that works.
Well, let me tell you a small fraction of what there is to know about myself. Enough to where you have less confusion, more understanding. When all the priests left, when the temple was cleared, I alone remained. I am the sole true resident of this place. Everyone else came after, as far as I'm aware. I'm the caretaker, as it were.
Okay. I'm gonna say even the Naga.
Even the Naga. Things are drawn here now. I spent the last decade or so studying why, and I've yet to come up with a great explanation, but it seems to me that whatever King Adrastus did, whatever purpose he had in placing all 9 orders in this same space, just by chance happened to create some sort of magnetic force. Not magnetic, but it draws things here. That's what it does. It's the center of the planar universe, at least in part. It's the thing at which many things revolve now is this space. So some things manifest, other things make their way through here to here by other means. But be that as it may, you yourself have been drawn here, and you say that you're here to make safe the king's bones. A noble motivation. And now you ask me about this ring, and who is it again? Please be clear with who asks for what's glowing underneath all this ash, underneath my desk.
I'm going to think for a second and go, I don't think he gave me a name, and I don't know if it was a he.
What did he look like?
I'm going to describe a naked bat, and a very large, not a large size naked bat, but a larger than normal naked bat.
So the fiends want to know if the circle is active. Well, I will leave it into your very capable hands. Yes, the summoning circle at your feet is active. At our feet. Certainly. You push aside the ash, set aside my desk, and it is available. Consider whether you feel like it is ideal for the fiends to have such information and what they might do with it. Information in this place, what lies behind numerous doors, is of incredible value to many, many people. And this summoning circle could be used to bring all manner of ilk or goodness here. I prefer that it stays inert. So
That
now you
would
know.
be bad.
You have your answer.
Okay, I have another question
Hmm.
for you. I've had a feeling that something's off with all of this, and the Naga told me specifically to keep my mind open because not everything is as it seems, and there's all these creatures that are drawn here, and they're going on about a balance and all of that. I just have a bad feeling about us killing this imp leader.
Well,
I guess that wasn't really a question.
well,
What are his thoughts on it? I guess.
it's a pondering.
What is this balance between the creatures? Is what I'm asking.
So you're approaching, I think, a fascinating segment that we've already briefly touched upon, which is that King Adrastus, in his paranoia, in his need for security, brought all 9 orders here. 9 orders that have no business being in the same place. So when you say there's something wrong about this, it's wrong in its very nature, right? There's a priest of Belial. You slayed Byron in his very chambers. That is a wretched place. No sane individual would welcome the residence of such a unholy entity. And then on the other side of things, you have the thrones of heaven. King Adrastus had many qualities. but certainly his unwillingness to choose a side in such an engagement of extremities is not a was not a quality feature that I would hope anyone else to possess. This all should not be. Yet it remains. So that's the next question. That's the question you should be asking yourself, and it's up to you to decide: is this your business, or is your business to get to the door?
That's a fair point.
So
Okay.
he'll put
I
his
will.
spectacles back on.
I will thank him for his time. Apologize again for interrupting him. And as I get up to leave, I will stop and go. Oh, one last thing, if you don't mind. Have you seen a really big blue egg around here?
Probably a naga egg, but no, I have not. Oh, have you seen any parchment around here?
Parchment. Let me check here. Do I have any parchment?
Your party does.
I have like an adventurer's backpack or whatever it is.
Yeah, you need a scholar's one to have parchment.
Okay. I will say, unfortunately, I don't. I can ask my party though. I can ask my companions if they've got any though.
Please do. I can summon many things to this space, but I'm nearly run out of quality parchment. If you could find me some, that I would consider it a boon.
Okay. I'll say yeah. I'll go ask my companions, and I'll be back if with good news, hopefully.
I will await your arrival, Fey Knight.
And then I will scurry off to the party, all
Lovely.
excitedly.
Beautiful. All right. So the party is combined near the Naga. You guys are taking your rest. Are you wanting to take a long rest or a short rest?
I have 0 spell slots.
Yeah, ideally
Long.
long.
Okay. So you guys are welcome to have a conversation. I'll go ahead and say so that those of you not participating in a conversation at some point, you can have a long rest. So go ahead and reset your stuff, and if you want to have conversations now, you can do that while having a long rest.
I'm just cleaning off the last bit of blood on me. It's gonna take a while.
I'm also using my familiar incense and charcoal.
Do you have enough incense?
I hope so. I mean, you told me that there's a bunch back here by the statues, right?
I did.
I'm just gonna short rest because I get my spell slots after a short rest and I haven't done anything else.
Perfect.
And then I went to wander back into the hall with the statues.
Uh-huh.
You described one that had like vines.
Yes.
Is there like dirt around that statue?
No. So the vines are more carved into marble, and not actual vines.
Okay, I'm gonna look around like the base of the statue,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna leave 5 of the blue seeds,
Okay.
like I don't know, like an offering to the statue.
Uh-huh. I like that. Goddess of the Green Wood. That is the one that had the incense around it, by the way.
Oh.
Awesome trade.
I think so. So you may have inadvertently, among other things, done something that will help balance in Hydrangea's eyes the removal of incense by Cornelius.
I thought we were allowed to take something little like that. We just weren't supposed to take the big stuff, the stuff that was scary.
No, she basically said those have been offered to the god, but
Ah,
I
awesome.
think Hydrangea is going to turn a blind eye to this particular swapping.
Awesome.
So you put 5 blue seeds around this. The floor in here is made of marble tile. that lights up. And when you put the seeds around this thing, um, when you place it on the tile like shatters, and you see each seed just drop into the cracks in the tile. So it happens the first time. So if you don't want to do it 4 more times, you're welcome.
Oh no,
not
no,
to.
no! I would have. When it happened the first time, I probably would have stopped.
You done messed up, Ron.
But it did it drop into the crack and grow?
You're not sure at the moment, but it definitely like a pick was taken to this tile. You lightly set a seed on, and it's like a pick just slammed into this tile and shattered it, and then it just disappears underneath.
Do we hear this?
You would hear like a chink, like a small noise.
Oh, okay. It's not. I was thinking like the striking of a pick.
No, just the effects of that, but not. It just shatters. Yeah, you would hear the breaking of tile.
Sorry guys.
Walk with your hands up.
Told you those seeds were trouble.
Seeds are fantastic.
They might be good though. Yeah, so hopefully that works. Hydrangea, I just left a sacred seed. Hope you don't care. Okay, bye.
She says, "Seed seems like a fitting gift to the goddess of the green wood."
What else is around there? Maybe I can make some more.
Incense, potions, perfumes.
No, around other.
Oh.
The other.
Deities.
The other statues again.
There's a whole bunch of loot, like gold, silver, stones around the halfling goddess. There is scrolls surrounding the one with all the eyes. There is basins, bottles, wineskins, and other containers around
The one with all the eyes is where I took the scrolls from, right?
Yep. And then
So we still haven't used.
Yep. And then Zarya, that Clara noticed had all the basins around her and containers,
Okay, so
bottles, and
the first
wineskins.
one was the scroll one. I didn't even think about this, but I'll leave a donation to that one too. In my inventory, I have a book of lore, and it's a collection of stories of dwarven origin.
Okay. Nice. That's cool. Yeah. Awesome. You definitely get a sense that you are doing something right by doing this. Like it feels like a done thing to offer these things here.
Have we thought that one of the people we need to find might be in the Naga's bedroom?
I'm not trying to sneak in there. How about you?
It's an option.
But we need to have a long, hard conversation about how we need to kill the Dark Angel.
Yeah.
He's
The
gotta
Dark
go.
Angel. I think that Dark Angel's sort of a bastard.
I don't want to go in the Naga's bedroom. That just feels wrong.
I feel like if I'm in a bag, they won't know.
How about, do we have a bag? Do we have one you'd fit in right now?
Well,
Not one
there
with
is
drones,
one
like-
in a room not too far to the south.
Well, go get the bag. We'll put you in it, and then we'll give you the signal when it's time to pop out.
I feel like we should probably have that bag. Does anyone want to just travel get that bag? Will be quick.
No, go to sleep.
Okay.
I'll go with you after I'm
After
feel
we
better.
rest.
I just feel like this is something that we could put into play again at some point.
I'm
And
also
have it-
putting you back in the sack.
So
I think she just said she wants to get you in the sack.
That's what she definitely said. We are both dwarves.
That's a dwarf thing.
Yeah.
It's like a sleeping bag. It's like a double sleeping bag.
I didn't say I'm going in the sack. I said you're going in the sack.
Well, it's too convoluted now at this point. But I feel like we need the sack.
I mean, that involves a conversation with my father.
Yeah, that's true. It's true, and I just don't have any riches.
Well, how are you supposed to court without a dowry?
I know. My family told me that I would need a dowry. That's why I'm adventuring. But you came
Life
from.
goal.
I mean, I'm just a middle class adventurer. You come from the hoity-toity ends of the caverns.
I just don't know how you're going to keep up with my shopping habits.
That's true. I need to rethink this before I come uncorrect
What?
again.
What are you wearing, by the way? Ugh,
This, of
that's
course,
so
it's
last
got
century.
it's got imp blood all over it, also, which is not the best thing I should be proposing. Burlap.
You're
sack
proposing?
Play. Proposing sack play, or this is burlap sack time.
This has just gone south really fast.
I'm pretending to sleep, but I'm definitely listening.
I'll go ask the golden guy if he's an ordained minister.
I am actually one of my many accreditations.
2-minute
Things have
wedding.com.
escalated really quickly. Hey, this is how we get all of the 9 blessings, right? They all come. You get your wedding day. They come and give you their blessing.
Cornelius.
I also, if we have our wonderful Clara can perform the ceremony, and it gives us both extra AC for the next 7 days.
She's gonna perform her own wedding.
Is that
It's
legal?
a possibility.
Is that common in our culture? I don't think so.
That is true. That would be doing more than a disservice.
How are we supposed to validate that? Don't answer that question.
Oh, we got the Raven. We can send a letter by Raven.
No, you have
To our parents?
You have a Moradin son right here with you.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is destiny.
I just don't know if my father will approve.
That's true. I now have a new mission
Your father is
to
Do you
make it
have-
through the crypts.
Can you send him a message?
I can't.
Ah.
Not yet.
Maybe later. After a long rest.
Not after a long rest. I still can't send him a message. But that being said, I will start thinking about how I might send him a message.
That was the fastest progression through a series event to an odd finale I've ever seen. Like,
I'm just like lost. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh. Well, we need the ceremonial sack once we wake up in the morning.
Do you have your stick still?
I do have the stick.
Okay.
With
That
a
might
stick
come
and
in
a
handy
stack.
later.
I feel that might come in handy.
Well, we have to look at all you have to offer.
I have a lot to offer. I have this silver dagger.
Ooh,
But
silver.
again, we need to talk to your father first.
You do.
Plus, I can't really give away the silver dagger. That was my aunt's. She's dead.
Well, if it's in the family.
Yeah, I guess that would count. She's dead. Somebody came out of the sky and told me as I was leaving that she died.
Well, if she's not going to be using it, then.
That's true. Here,
Yeah.
I'll give you my silver dagger.
Oh, thank you.
it's
I
like-
accept it as a courting gift.
My wisdom is not very high, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. And I'm gonna curl up in a corner somewhere far away. So
I walk to the opposite corner and as I examine this beautiful dagger.
Aud, do you walk back to a conversation of ceremonies? You're welcome to share or not share what you know.
I'm going to take a moment to try to process everything that just happened in front of me. And then I will probably start it with something like, so I met a golden man. And he wants to know if you have any paper.
What do I get for my paper?
I will think about it for a second, and I will look in my uh my this little bag I have, and I will just pull out a gold coin.
What, uh, gold, gold does me no good.
I will pull out a second gold coin.
My question is, I'm guessing you met somebody who needs to give us a blessing. We just lost Thomas.
There we go.
So will he give us a blessing for? Will he give us a blessing for the paper?
I'm going to kind of think about it for a second and realize that I didn't ask him about that at all, and pull out a third gold coin without saying anything. Like, there will be clearly on my face this line of thought that just happened, a sudden realization, slight embarrassment, and then a third gold coin will be produced.
I'm gonna hold on to my paper until I talk to him. How about that?
Fair enough. And I will put the gold coins back. I'll just kind of sit down in the...
Okay, long rest happens. You guys can have conversation of what you want to do next, and here in a few minutes we'll take our true break.
All right.
We've learned that we need to.
Say that again, Thomas.
I think we have learned that we need to search around through this level, right? And figure out how to get blessings to go on, right?
Yeah. Well, think about this too, and this is me trying to make sure that I didn't miscommunicate or uncommunicate things. Okay. Think about you need blessings from 9 different creatures. Think about all the creatures you've encountered, and you might discover that you have possibilities close at hand.
Yeah, since hearing about the different orders, my first instinct was the Naga herself.
What about Clara? Can Clara bless us?
I don't think I have that ability. I mean, I could always just take my holy symbol and just do my own blessing, but I don't know if that counts.
I'm
They
I'm
also-
gonna speak from the angle of true neutrality. Let's just kill them all. We already killed one.
Mm-hmm.
Or
This Dark Angel guy is a real bastard.
Yeah, a real
Mhm.
bastard.
So I'm guessing they're all gonna be like just as selfish and just as corrupt.
we
Old
could
man's
just
little
lie to all of them and get each of the blessings and go through anyway.
But don't they want something from us in each of these rooms? Like the closet wants us to turn off the circle, and
Yeah, would it just be easier to kill him?
the closet for sure. Maybe not Goldie, maybe not C3PO.
So what if we do like the one said, get the blessing, then kill, and then move on? That way we're doing both.
The
Yes, but
thing
he's
is, we
not
can't get through with only 4 blessings. We need all 9
And does the
if we're
blessing
going
stay
the
if we
blessing
murder
route.
But we don't need blessings at all if we just wipe everyone clean. If we just genocide the whole
Exactly.
floor.
That's an
So do we
option,
want to
but
kill, or do we want to be blessed?
I mean, blessed is
And
the
run
answer. But I think
errands.
blessed is the best answer. But that being said,
yeah,
if
we
we
also don't
can't
know
be
how
blessed-
many. Yeah.
I mean, that's the real question. Like, I think blessed is obviously the best answer here.
Tell me about this thing living in your backpack.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I'll
Shakira.
take the take the backpack out and
Not
just open
Shakira.
the flap and look in.
Yep.
And
Yep. It'll. Citrine will kind of scramble out. She'll
Is
lick her.
she?
She'll lick her eyeball with her tongue.
That's possible.
Does she talk?
Heck yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's not for me.
She'll say, "Well,
Where-
got anything to eat?" Somebody was talking about some food earlier. What I heard.
yeah.
I will immediately, very excitedly, start whipping out beef jerky because a tiny dragon just crawled out of someone's backpack,
Is that what
and
you
this is
call it?
total. I'm just. That's what it is, right? It's the pseudo dragon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I will just immediately just like materialize there. Like
Yeah.
I have gone from across the room,
Yes. It'll pluck
a
things.
whole array of jerky, like in like a rainbow of colors. Like I'm presenting this because
Ooh.
I am excited.
All right. Side note here. I once ran a campaign where very early on they went to a butcher as part of a side quest, and he was a jerky crafter, and he killed a whole bunch of fairy pseudo dragons and had all different colors of fairy dragon jerky.
No, no.
I remember that.
Okay, that's where you got that. Okay, good. I was like, I don't know if Alex actually sold this, but anyhow, it was a tasting room of dragon jerky. But anyhow, okay, carry on. Sorry.
So, dragon thing. We're supposed to get blessings all over this temple.
That's about right.
Do you give us a blessing?
I suppose I could.
Bless me.
You're blessed.
Hallelujah.
I don't feel any different.
Well, you probably wouldn't, but the door is what decides, not you.
Is this thing gonna be like platform 9 3/4? I'm gonna run through this door and I'm gonna get stuck because this is gonna be a fake blessing.
Face first, thump.
So let me tell you, I'm pretty sure that I can bless you. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I can. I was once upon a time a familiar for one of the individuals that lived here. And when they left, I decided to stay. So, I'm pretty sure I can bless you. I think the familiar of a priestess can bless someone. That sounds right. I'm not just a dragon.
He told me there were 9.
Mm-hmm.
Does that correspond somewhat to, like, good, evil, neutral?
Yeah,
awful?
that's probably a fair way of. I mean, that's a simplification of it, certainly, but I think that you could certainly say that there are 9 that feel all the spectrums of good and evil.
Okay. Which one do you think you represent?
Well, I would like to think that I'm good.
Just good.
Okay.
Are you bad good? Are you good bad? Are you good good?
Well,
Are you so bad that you're good? Which
well,
is bad, but
Do you
then it's
cause a little-
good that you're bad, so that makes
Do
you
you-
bad.
Do you enjoy
But
a little
it's good.
chaos, but only if the good things happen?
well, I'm certainly not as a stick in the mud as the person who imprisoned me.
What kind of stick in the mud are you?
Well, I feel like I'm the kind who likes to mind my own business and have other people mind theirs.
If
Mm,
if you were at a party and there was a shot and a beer, which one are you taking?
Are you doing a little like what
Yeah.
what your alignment is?
It's
BuzzFeed.
Chaotic.
Yes,
BuzzFeed.
exactly. It's a
Yeah.
BuzzFeed.
I don't know that I can accurately work your way through that in a way that's going to get you 9 alignments by the end of this layer. I'm going to be
if you
quite
were-
honest.
If you were a minivan, would you be a red minivan or a gray minivan?
Are you so good that you're so bad that being wrong is right, but then being right is wrong, but then that's making you good again?
After having talked to Citrine for a while, can I insight check her to see
Yes,
what her vibe
absolutely,
is?
Absolutely. Or you can do an insight check or a religion check, whichever one you feel like is going to be more helpful.
Yeah, probably that
Fantastic.
insight.
Okay.
I hope your insight check is just the BuzzFeed questions over the next 8 minutes.
Yes.
23.
23.
Nice.
You are 100% sure that if you were to put an alignment to this creature, it'd be neutral good.
Okay.
She's not the shot. She's definitely the beer. She's actually probably a spritzer.
Okay.
She's
So
a white
the only
claw.
other question I have for you is I have heard that you do not like that one bastard in the
Aurelian.
angel bastard.
None whatsoever. He's a abomination of his own design.
Okay. So how could I kill him?
Oh. Well, he may look like an agent of darkness, but he is not that. He is an architect of light. You can't harm him with Radiance of the Dawn. He is made of it, even though he manifests in black. That being said, aside from and she kind of flicks her long serpentine neck towards the Naga. She says, aside from your friend, I would stand to imagine that Virillion might be the most powerful creature here. He's certainly more powerful than Lord Byron.
Well, Lord Byron's dead.
Right.
So
That's why I'm telling you this and not telling you not to try to
Wouldn't-
kill Virillion.
Wouldn't everything be more powerful than Lord Byron at this point?
And also, remember how hard it was to kill him?
Huh. It was easy, and then I rubbed my face where I got hit the last time.
I almost killed him in one shot.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you missed a spot of blood right there.
Oh.
Let me tell you a bit about about Mr. Virillion. I don't want to sit here and monologue to you, but I feel like you would do well to have a bit more information, a bit more context for his persona. Would that help you?
Mhm.
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
I say with a mouthful of jerky,
Yes.
which I'm still offering to the dragon.
Oh yeah, she'll like catch it and like bird-like, just like, like basically use their throat muscles to work it down their throat hole.
Pelican it.
Yeah, pelican it. Yeah,
he said throat muscles.
yeah. I did
Ugh.
say throat muscles.
That's peristalsis.
Yeah. um. So say Virillion is not the right man for this job. Whatever the job is that Heaven sent an agent for. Virillion was not the person they should have sent. He's an assassin. Dark assassin of Heaven, meant to hunt out corruption. That's all he knows is slaying things, driving hard bargains, imprisoning things, executing things. It's his very nature to do it. It may seem dark and disturbing for an agent of Heaven, but if they're going to war successfully against the Abyss, they have to have such creatures, and he is that. You're not playing with someone who doesn't know what he's doing. You're playing with someone who is simply out of their element and having a pleasant conversation with you. He's not a diplomat. That's what I'm trying to say, I suppose. Hydrangea, she's a diplomat. Byron, he was kind of a diplomat, from what I understand.
He's a dead Lamat. Nothing. No laughs.
Workshop it.
From what we could tell, he was a skinny diplomat, swimming naked.
Skinny diplomat.
Oh, she's
Oh,
laughing.
God.
Katrina's laughing at that, but not.
I am.
Diplomat?
I am laughing at that. Citrade will laugh at that. Yeah, absolutely. Skinny diplomat. That's pretty good, actually.
I'm hurt.
She'll give a little hissing chuckle.
Which I look at Char and see and say that was a good one, wasn't it? Because I haven't learned my lesson, and
He turns to you. He says, "That was a good one, wasn't it?"
he said something else.
He did.
I'm going to take like a long, dramatic inhale and like look around to see if anyone else noticed it, which they probably didn't.
It's the Chris. It's the Chris Pratt inhale, like the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the camera.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so
So add that
Yeah.
to your list of things that your bird can say. That was a good one, wasn't it? Hope you enjoyed that. There's a chance every time that you talk to it that it might repeat what you said.
Either that, or every time someone gets a zinger on me, it's gonna look at me and go, "That one was a good. That's a good one, wasn't it?"
Yeah, you get hit in the face with a mace. That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, you guys have some things to think about, and we are at a little past the halfway point for this evening. So I'd say we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
5 or 6. You guys take what you need, but we'll definitely be back by 11:24 at the very, very latest. And those viewing can watch our cool slideshow of art. In the meantime, we will see you in a minute. All right, welcome back. So we are debating whether to kill things or do things favors.
Okay, the other thing is Citrine back to full health?
Yes, we'll say yes
Yeah,
because
she
she took a
rested.
long rest with you guys.
I just want to make sure. I don't want Citrine dying.
She fought Lord Byron too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because we were almost super dead.
She was the Holy Grail.
Distraction.
She the
Yeah.
she tried very
Yes.
hard to assist and didn't do a great job of it, but you guys needed all the help you could get.
hmm
I did tons of damage. That was almost at full health at the end, in the middle of the fray. It's cool.
So they all just took a long rest. Did anything grow out of that hole while they were asleep?
Go have a look.
Okay, sure.
Go
As you
look at your
go,
bowl.
so two things. You do see like a small sapling starting to grow out from this tile,
Uh-oh.
but
Okay.
Our Naga friend's not going to be happy about that.
But as you make your way into that room, this is probably towards the end of your long rest, you see an acidic ooze starting to bubble up through it as well.
Ooh.
Can we put, like, kitty litter on it so it doesn't keep coming? I heard that's what they do.
Shit. Okay. Now
I
this
thought
is
we were
where
doing
I'm-
well.
This is where it's gonna get a little crazy. One of those people had a whole bunch of cups of water, right?
Yep.
Where was that?
At the
nearby?
very last statue in the top northeast.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, Clara.
Oh. I'm coming.
Thank you.
I'm going to watch sadly from the corner.
Clara, is this holy water?
I look at it closely. Do I know if it is or not?
Well, so here's the thing. Holy water is just water that's been blessed. So
So I could bless
I
it.
didn't know if you could tell.
So I would let you, gosh, you would have to do some praying to find, like, unless it's labeled. I have a hard time knowing how, or you throw it on like a vampire. I have a hard time knowing how anyone can tell the difference between water and holy water.
It's like potions, right? You just dip a pinky in and you're like,
And if it burns your tongue and you're evil, then it's holy water. Yeah.
perfect.
Is
Okay.
it in a cup?
There is stuff in containers, pitchers, wine skins, basins.
All right, I'm gonna take
Yeah.
one. I'm gonna take one of the skins and I'm gonna take a little sip.
Okay. How good do you think? How good of a relationship do you have with your god?
Very.
Very. I think I can accept that. Go ahead and make a religion check with advantage.
I agree. You were mostly focused on healing and things during
Yeah.
the fight and things.
Yeah.
The first one. That's not
Nice.
the second one.
Let me know what you get.
19.
The advantage 19.
Yes. Just the faintest sip of this water quenches all thirst and sharpens the mind. You are certain that this is probably water blessed, and water blessed
So
by one such as your own order.
I look over, I give a big old grin, and I just nod. Mhm.
Okay, and I'm gonna take that skin straight out of your hand,
I hand it willingly.
and then come over to where my tree is,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna water my tree.
Okay. So
I bet you weren't expecting all this when you wrote this module.
yeah. Okay. So, as you pour the water onto the tree starts to rapidly grow. Just kind of punching through, expanding. The diameter of the trunk grows rapidly from the width of your pinky to the width of your thumb to the width of your wrist. It becomes a small sapling within the span of a few moments. That being said, you also pour water inadvertently into the acidic sludge,
Mm-hmm.
which hisses and begins to smoke
Uh-oh.
as it does, I believe. Um,
You have now smoked acid.
Is it
so I
backing
need
off
you.
or
I need Felix to make a Constitution save.
No.
Okay. Gotta find my character player sheet.
I think that's actually like a very
The
like
20 was the first one.
okay. So some good news. Because I think that's actually a real thing that like you can add acid to water, but you can't add water to acid without it smoking.
Yeah.
Is that true?
But I figured since it was holy water.
Chemistry.
How does it work? All right. So let's see here. Roll.
Hashtag blessed.
So Felix, you would have taken 5 points of acid from this acid vapor, but instead you take two. 2 points of acid.
Okay.
The tree, as it's growing, is emitting two things. First off, a light, kind of like the light from the tree in the other area, right? Um, but also, you notice that there is like this sickly look to it.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Just a sickly look.
I'll try what I did with the last one and like pour divine light into it.
Okay. Yeah, it radiates very strongly. And just the whole of this area is bathed in a bright light. But there's no hidden doors revealed or anything like that. But maybe that would happen in a different area.
Oh, I'm not worried about the hidden doors or anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just worried about not making it sickly.
You do see that when you pour light into it, the light does seem to overtake the the wilting parts. Once you stop pouring light into it, it ever so slowly fades. Trickle down.
Well, crap. Okay.
Felix, how you doing in there?
Just plant a tree.
And
Not
I'm
really
the trouble child here.
a big tree. Hey, Ode. Remember how you told me I shouldn't get those seeds?
That awesome blue tree is coming.
You're wrong, man. Look at this tree.
Out, if you look at that tree, it is not a healthy tree.
That's not a healthy tree.
I cast resistance on myself.
You did not paint a happy little tree in this room.
Oh, I could do that to myself too. I didn't even think about that.
I almost lost soda all out of my nose on my keyboard. when Zach goes, "Oh, do you look at that tree? It's no bueno." I'm just like,
I guess I'll leave the no bueno tree to. Oh, wait. You know what I do have? I wonder how a tree would handle a potion of acid resistance.
"You're gonna give
Do
up the
it.
potion of acid resistance?
I mean,
Have fun
I've got
dying."
resistance, so
Pour your potion on the tree.
gonna cast resistance on myself first and then do it. Yes.
Okay.
Smart move.
I'm gonna rule that a potion is not the same thing as just straight water. So, you pour the potion onto the tree, and you know what? I'm gonna give it to you. The tree, whatever moisture it takes in off that potion, you see the vitality surge back into this tree, and all semblance of
Okay, noted.
acid is gone. I'm gonna give Felix inspiration for spending a potion on that. Yeah.
Hey.
Now it's a healthy tree.
Now it's a healthy tree. Yep. You've made a special strand of tree that has resistance to acid. Good job.
Nice.
Yes. Now we
Except
just
for
need
the whole-
acid resistance potions to cure the land of this acid.
Yeah, I bet if
Now
you
the
could
whole
harvest,
place is gonna get covered in
I
acid.
bet if you could
but
get
the tree's
little
gonna be good.
yeah, I bet its blue seeds, whenever the acorns fall or whatever, are gonna grant you acid resistance if you eat them.
Oh,
Like a good berry only. Acid
Mhm.
resistance.
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna take the empty container, and I'm gonna go to Hydrangea,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say, I had to use some of this water, but it was for the offering.
Well, you could fill it from. She kind of like sloughs out of the basin that she's in, and you see like all this water like splash onto the floor. She's like, one thing we have in plenty is water such as that.
Oh, and I'll fill it back up.
Yep. And you see like you dip it out and the water level in the basin goes down just a hair and then immediately it just starts to rise back to full.
Unlimited holy water? This is gonna be fun.
Why didn't we
How
just
close
take
is-
buckets of this into
How
Lord
close
Byron's
is the
chamber?
tree to the ceiling?
Say what?
How close is the tree to the ceiling?
About halfway.
Okay, I'm gonna go do another whole thing of water.
Okay.
Resistance.
oh,
Make a Constitution save.
Okay.
Jesus, dum dum. I hear you like splash it with the water.
Did I just
We'll be
roll
good.
a non-natural 20 again?
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent.
And a 19.
And I get to roll and add a D4.
It doesn't matter. You saved. You saved. So you would have
Rolled it
taken.
anyways.
Roll it.
So you have resistance to. So you would have taken 8 points, but you saved, so you take 4. And then you have resistance to acid. Is that what you're doing?
No, because resistance just gives me a D4. To
Okay,
save,
so
I'm
you
still gonna
take-
take 4.
You take 4 points of acid damage. Yeah.
Okay.
But the tree grows
growing
rapidly
nuts.
again. The top of its branches kind of graze the top of the tall vaulted ceiling here now. It's certainly a young, healthy tree at this point. It's
Has it grown blue and green seeds?
Yeah, so
Uh,
there's seeds on it.
no.
Damn it.
You have to wait till fall. No, I'm kidding. No. Listen, just
More
because
holy
it grows
water.
fast doesn't mean it's gonna
I
Yeah,
don't know
sprout.
if I can move it through its
sprout.
stages.
Yeah, yeah. You just keep pouring, and
Has it-
eventually, like the tree dies from holy water. Like you put it through its entire life cycle.
You've
It
made
hasn't
it
broken a
sterile. No
statue yet,
seeds.
right?
Not yet. Some of the branches are kind of like reaching around the goddess of the greenwood.
Could anyone primp and prune this tree?
I could protect it from good and evil.
I can climb
Start.
it.
Guys, take it from the guy who spent way too much time on this tree already. We're spending too much time on this tree.
Listen,
Fair.
listen. This group is the group that investigates everything, experiments with everything,
Except for that first floor.
and
first
debates
floor.
everything. Yeah.
Negated entirely.
And part of the second floor too is like boop boop boop, gone, done.
Yep.
Cleanse
Boop.
on to cleanse.
Alright, well, I'm gonna let the Naga know that the acid has begun its invasion of this area.
She'll spill out of the basin, and you see her long form kind of trail across the floor. She makes her way in there and lets out a hiss. This is unfortunate. Who caused this
Mm.
calamity? She surveys
It
each
was
one.
the
Perhaps the one that asked for holy water on twice occasion.
so
No.
it was the I told you I made an offering of a seed, except that the seed grew, and that wasn't my fault. That was the seed.
The seed's fault.
Well, you may have doomed us all. I hope your tree is worth it. And she'll slither back, and you see her disappear behind her basin back into her room that you guys don't have been warned against going into. You see her emerge a moment later with a large blue egg grasped in her mouth, and she lowers it into the basin of holy water, and then she'll disappear again, and she'll deposit another one in the basin of holy water, and then she will deposit herself coil after coil after coil in it.
At least I know what they look like now.
Yep, you certainly know what they look like now.
I found an egg.
Two of them.
The eggs are not going to hatch sitting in a bucket of cool water, but if that's the way that they survive, then I suppose we'll have to sit here for a few ages.
The good news is that the tree seems to have some sort of protective ability once it gets old enough. Maybe it'll protect against the acid.
Well, we could
You're
always
pushing
hope.
it.
Could always hope for a major miracle. That gives me a lot of hope.
My friend here will pray for a miracle.
Well, if your god deals in miracles, this would be an opportune time.
Yeah.
I'll
Well-
say I don't have a miracle, but I do have a net, and I will produce my net and say at least with this you could carry both eggs together at the same time.
She looks at
If
you.
worst comes to worst.
She says, "Young Fey Knight, always at the ready to do good."
That'll add on hopefully 3 by the time this is over.
Hmm. She will accept your gift. And she will say, "If you find my third egg, bring it to me. I will help you get what blessings you need. For the egg, wherever it is now, if it survives, won't much longer."
I definitely feel a greater sense of urgency than we did yesterday.
I should hope so. The very thing that I was certain would not encroach upon these lands is now at our very doorstep.
Well, we
No,
know
it's-
the secret paths to get through this thing, so once we know what we need, we'll just jump on to the next level.
I'm going to say a prayer to the mother for blessings and safety because I feel like we really need it right now.
Probably. Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
So my warrior friend and I go and retrieve my sack as Felix and Ode talk to the Naga quick.
Okay.
We're not searching anything else. We're just going straight to Lord Byron's chamber and straight back up, in my opinion.
Yep.
As you go there, all the imps and quasits pop back into existence. Where's the young one? The one that was on a hunt. Where's he? Has he provided information? Are you returning on his behalf?
Yeah.
No, we're still. I think
Yes,
he's still
no?
hunting.
Yeah, he's still searching.
How could he still be searching? The door was plainly seen. We saw him enter. We saw him exit. He went off to do something else. That was several hours ago. Now you're coming back, and he's like, "Oh, he's still searching." That's impossible.
But that's when I'm with the other group. I suddenly remember paper, and
I will let him know personally that he's here to come back and talk to you about the things you have set up with him. I'm just here to find my sack.
He says, but, so you don't know. He didn't tell you.
Nobody tells me anything.
If he's hiding,
I thought it was.
If he's hiding a
thought it was a
secret,
good.
if he's hiding,
I thought it was a good idea to hide in a sack.
Hiding is a good idea. We don't need a sack. But if he's hiding something, then there's something to hide, don't you think?
These are my people. I am now a closet.
If your friend is hiding something, then there's something to hide. Sackman.
Yes, I love that name. I am for Sackman.
No.
It's just there's a tattoo and it's a 10-foot pole dragging a big old sack full of dwarf. I promise you, and I will flourish a bow. Next, I will promise you I will get to the bottom of this, and I will continue off for my baggage.
You go back to Lord Byron's chamber. The blood
Yes.
pool is still there. You go and wade in and retrieve your bag.
Oh, the sack's in the pool?
I don't know where it is. You guys
Well,
said it
yeah,
was all-
because you were thrown in the pool.
yeah,
Not in the sack, though, was I? Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
because I just chucked the bejesus out of you.
Let's
Oh, yeah,
see.
I forgot about
Does
that.
a burlap bag float in a pool of blood? Let's Google that.
You also
No.
said
Yeah.
it was a lot of sludge.
It's gonna be thick enough, yeah.
I think it will sit. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
sitting there like a dead carcass in this pool of viscous.
Partially
Oh my God,
filled,
it's the
partially
worst.
submerged.
Yeah.
It's like trying to take a comforter out of the washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
It weighs
like
like
the parts-
7,000 pounds.
And the parts that were exposed to air are all crusty.
Yes.
I
Just
have it
Ew.
dried
tried,
off.
but I'm trying to
It
pull
wasn't
out.
sitting there that long.
I
2
imagine
hours?
it's like
It was like a
deep in the
half a
pool, so
day.
you're having hard time reaching it.
Yeah. You like have
Help
to
me,
lean over.
Help me,
Yeah.
Alan, help me.
I'm
your
gonna
stick.
watch him struggle for a bit, and then I'll go help him reach for it.
As you guys
No one have
extend,
water walking?
yeah. As you extend to try to reach over into the pool, make a dexterity save.
God damn.
Wait, him or me?
Well, who's
Me.
extending into the pool?
You were first.
Oh,
Ooh, 7.
Nope, you go in. You reach out, you can just touch it.
Oh.
Overextend, you're in the pool.
Oh, ignore the bless. I got an 11.
So as you splash into the pool, a bit gets on your friend, but she reaches through and just to grab it, and it like is a seine. So like as you pull it in, like all this blood just kind of like pours out of the pores in the bag, and you're left with
Mhm.
all the little, probably nothing exciting, but all the like thicker bits that the bag,
Mhm.
that the blood
teeth
contained.
and retina.
Yeah.
I will get out of the pool with the bag, and I will cast Prestidigitation as much times as I need to clean up all of us.
You know,
I mean, the 2 of us in the bag.
yeah, it's one of those things where you can get the blood out, but the smell is gonna stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever?
Well, sure, why not? It's an unholy pool. No.
Yeah, we don't
Uh,
have access to laundering.
Yeah. So you now have the bag. Congratulations.
I feel like a block of incense in a bag is a bad choice.
In this bag, yes. Bad choice.
I have nothing to clean.
This is
bag.
100% a component of summoning a demon lord. Is like
A
One.
bag full of imp blood.
Oh no, it's not. It's certainly not imp blood. One bag of blood. Yeah.
Okay. I guess
No
we
way
will
to-
just-
Yes. We're not. Our whole goal is just to acquire said bag.
What is
Yeah,
that
as we're-
smell?
It's my bag. Leave me alone. I'm self-conscious.
You smell.
You'll get used to it.
I
Yeah,
might
it's not
be
a big deal.
reconsidering things. Like, if you can't get cleaned up,
Are you saying that out loud?
She's
I'm
definitely saying it
I'm
out
kind of
loud, and
muttering it.
Cornelius is like, she 100%.
I will. I am going to. I guess I will be sad, and I will take the bag. After all of this, I'll shove it down here in the corner and walk away with my head down.
Wait, Cornelius, wait.
It wasn't just the bag.
It's just the bag.
Yes. Yes, no, I'm not walking away from you guys. I'm leaving the bag in the corner of the room down here.
Oh.
I'm sad because I've lost my attack plan.
Okay.
That's some hubris.
Ode, introduce me to the gold man.
Yes. I'm like very hurriedly taking you, like, because I'm like, paper. I forgot about the paper, and a lot of stuff going on. A sick tree, a pseudo dragon, lots of jerky, and
Mhm.
totally forgot about the paper. So
Yep.
I'm taking Felix to meet the gold man, and of course I knock on the door.
Yep.
First,
100%.
and then
Push
we'll go
open.
in. I introduce Felix.
Hello.
Ah. You are the Nephilim the Fey Knight told me
I-
about.
I am.
Have a seat. And another chair rises up to meet the second one.
Okay.
I hurry over and sit down.
I heard you're looking for paper.
I am.
I have paper.
Excellent. This is a
What?
fortuitous meeting of the minds.
We are looking for a blessing to leave this area.
So, let me help. I think I can help you out there. Let me say that before I say anything else. I can help you. That being said, I want you to think cautiously. For I'm not certain, given some thought to what Aud here has mentioned, I'm not certain that your task is to proceed further into the script. I don't think it's yours. I don't think it's Aud's. I'm not sure that it's your cleric's purpose. I think that some of you, perhaps all of you, were instead drawn here, much like all the other creatures. Certainly there must not be that many Nephilim wandering around in the world above,
There
Yes,
are only a few of us, yes.
and yet one of the few made it here. Out here, another a follower of another aspect of the orders, and your cleric another aspect, and you're all compiling and tumbling into this space much like everyone else for the past decades. Others thought that they were destined to go elsewhere, but this seems to be the place.
So, what purpose do you think we would serve here if not to move on?
Whew.
Well, there is the encroaching acid that kind of puts a damper on not on remaining here. Oh yeah, I'll go. Oh yeah, that's a thing now. It's here.
Perhaps, Aud. I'm not saying this for sure, so bear with me. There's just a thought that can take us to another thought. Perhaps you are brought here, much like other things are brought here, in as a result or as a opportunity to waylay this encroaching thing that threatens them all? Are you here to race against the acid or to deal with it?
I believe our instructions fall closer to race.
But who instructed you on that? The men above, not your
I
order.
didn't pay attention to the briefing.
Well, certainly it was not one of your order or one of the cleric's order, or uh, one of Felix's ancestry that gave you this directive.
Okay, I think I'm following now. He's talking something more along the lines of like fate or destiny.
Yeah, quite. That's what we're after. Balance, order maintained. Just a proposition.
We've definitely disrupted the order by killing the imp leader. Uh-oh.
Well, again, are you here to deal with the order that exists? Are you here to simply move through? Or are you here to protect the order that remains? Or are you here to be a replacement for some of this order?
I find building a bit stifling, so I would much rather not remain here.
He'll kind of like tap his desk, and the desk drops down into the floor. And as it does, it kind of kicks up ash and soot. And you see that you are both sitting on a very large summoning circle in the midst of this room.
And then we get teleported out.
Yes. No.
The rest of the party's left alone.
Yes. He says, he does say, if it is stifling, I'm sure I could send you out.
I'm gonna produce my teleportation charm and be like, no, we've got that covered. It's. But I do have a question, and that is, what's the importance of the king's bones? That's the one thing that's been bothering me this whole time. It's like, we gotta stop the acid from getting the bones. But what's so special about these bones? It's like I'm looking around, and there's like magical, sacred stuff everywhere. Those seeds seemed pretty important. We've got a freaking archangel or something over there. I don't know. I haven't met the guy, but he seems kind of like a jerk. I mean, we got a guardian naga. Who knows what else is in here? It's what makes these bones so much different. Because I was raised by the faith, bones aren't necessarily sacred. They're just kind of the what's left over from the past. It's not like they're inherently good or evil, or it's the natural order of things.
What do you know about King Adrastus and his son?
If I roll a history check, maybe something.
Sure.
I would know.
And Felix, you would know as well. Yeah. And let me know if you do roll. Felix,
Roll? I mean, I would.
12.
you would know. So there's going to be like a difference of DCs here. So
Oh, okay.
if Aud rolls really well, he's going to know some things. Felix starts knowing some things, so he could know many things.
I mean, I might know something if it's like knight and hero stories, since I
Yes.
read those a lot when I was in training, but history and just general stuff, I'm not going to know it.
Okay. So, Aud, you would know that some time ago, before you came into being, there was a great war that was fought. Creatures of the dark wood, the wilds, warred against the free peoples. And one of these leaders of the free people was a king. His name doesn't matter and it escapes me at the moment. That king died in battle. He was the king of the Cold Forge kingdom. And Lucian was a a wizard or mage. And what you know from the stories is that Lucian took up the king's place and finished the war, slew the ancient evils, and now reigns in the king's space. But he is a new line, a new lineage for the throne. That's kind of the hero tale sort of story that you would pick up on. Felix, what did you have it to roll?
22.
22. Okay. Felix knows the harder truth, the more uncomfortable sections of the story, which is that Lucian, for a while, impersonated the king. He was an illusionist and had wielded strong magic. And when the king fell in battle, Adrastus, impersonated him as a way to claim as a like a shoe-in for the throne, right? And yes, he did lead the troops to battle, and yes, he did defeat the ancient evil along with some companions of his. But at the end of the day, he's an imposter. He was an imposter, and he spent the rest of his career, for a time charading, and then for a time trying to authenticate his rule as his own individual. So when you ask about the bones, you asked about the bones. Why are the bones important? Lucian is Adrastus' son. He is a second generation of this new lineage. And so they say, so you ask about the bones, and he says, well, what do you know of the King Adrastus?
I mean, I know everything.
Well, then you'll know that he is an imposter that spent his entire lifetime trying to make himself and his reign valid, to authenticate. So his son is simply carrying that same torch. Perhaps a fool's errand, but when you lose the little bit of history that you've scrapped together, it's very hard to authenticate anything. If the whole history of his very brief lineage is erased, well, he's just yet one more imposter on a throne that is not his. Pedigree is everything in royalty.
Here, here.
You get
I feel
inspiration
like
for
there
that
was-
here.
Didn't we hear about like somebody who was like trying to usurp him or something?
Yes.
Mhm.
Though this person that you're talking to, the gold man, does not know anything about that. As far as they have not mentioned it. And you know that it would have happened before this area was sealed, or after this area was sealed. So they may not know at all.
I mean, I would remember.
Yeah.
Felix would remember the name.
Yeah.
Of the usurper, right?
Lady gosh.
Alice Shear.
Alice Shear. Thank you. Yes. Lady
Wait,
Alice.
who was that?
Lady Alice. Alice Shear.
Oh,
Okay.
was that the one with the charged statue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who seems to be the one that's like, and there were 9 of those statues total, right?
That sounds right. You can go back and look.
I don't want to burn thanks.
I don't think we can do that.
I think there were 9. I think you guys would feel comfortable saying that there were 9.
Okay.
I'm just seeing stuff line up here. So it was charred, but it could also be said it was covered in soot. And the evil area was covered in soot. So I wonder if she was the one who was like aligned with Belial, or maybe one of the other ones. And then that's where my line of thinking stopped, because that's as far as I've gotten. I'm like saying all of this out loud too. Like I don't realize
Oh,
I'm
okay.
thinking out loud.
So he'll kind of screw up his face a little bit and say, "So Lady Alice revolted at some point?"
I'm gonna
Yes,
shrug.
her statue was charred.
Hmm.
I feel like I did the history check on this, and I feel like I remembered a lot, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. Lady Alice. Yeah, I remember telling you. Lady Alice, revolted against Lucian, claiming, and claiming that the throne was not his to own, to possess, and she led a nearly successful revolt against him. But he himself, Lucian, charged onto the fields before the very gates of the capital city, and warred against Lady Alice and struck her down at the city gates.
Were there some weird religious undertones there too, or something?
There was some thought that she might be tied to Gron, who is the god of destruction, a dragon god of destruction.
Okay, I would tell the gold guy that.
That's fascinating. You know what kind of dragon Gron is? Hazard a guess.
No.
Just close your eyes and guess at what kind of what.
Red dragon.
I'm gonna say black because I don't know dragons.
Young out here is correct. A Leviathan black.
What is a Leviathan? Yeah.
I'm going to be
Leviathan
visibly
black.
excited that I got it right.
And now you say there's acid in the soil.
So you think this is her revenge,
Or is it
or
the acid dragon?
his?
I knew nothing of Lady Alice's revolt until you spoke it just now, but all these things popping up at the same time, you mentioning Lady Alice and following Grom, and you mentioned acid bubbling to the surface, and you mentioned King Lucian going after the bones. It seems to me that there's a contest for the rightful place, and someone is very keen on ensuring that it is not Lucian who can lay such a claim.
I am not too enthused about battling a giant dragon.
I am super
Okay.
enthused about that.
So, Ode, I have a question for you. Ode,
Out.
whatever. Ode.
Ed.
Mr. Silverbone's gonna be so excited if I kill a Leviathan dragon.
What if we were to... Do you have any ideas on how to slow or stop this acid movement?
Well, right now it's only coming in through a small hole, so maybe we can barricade that area.
Or do you know someone from the Fae who would have some knowledge of it?
Do I know someone from the Fae? Maybe if I rolled some kind of check. Because I'm not super up to speed on... Not that they could even come and do anything at this point anyway, because how are we going to get them here?
So Felix, do you
We're
have somebody? Do you have somebody in
standing on a
mind?
summoning circle.
Do you?
I'm just...
Okay.
The gold guy just told him that he could maybe he was brought here to stop this, and I'm thinking, well, maybe he knows someone who could because we're standing on a summoning circle.
Okay. Okay. I see that. All right. Wow, that's interesting. Oh yeah. Okay. Aud, would you make me a history check with advantage? Because
History check
it's
with
your own
advantage.
history.
Alright, I can't imagine them actually being much because it's been a while since I've actually been around the Fae. But
Right,
I accidentally rolled.
I don't like it when the DM reaches for new books.
13.
13. Okay. Let's see. You think back to powerful entities of the Fae. Trying to think of someone who could come here and stop an encroaching acid. The problem is, and you well know this, that Fae are fickle creatures by their very nature. So asking a Fae for help is a desperate plea in and of itself. That being said, with a 13, you think back to your just watching your friend Felix pour water on acid, that vapor that hissed up. And you think that there is a being that you have heard tell of, that you know of, a being of your own kind who might be able to war against acid, but it's a very powerful being, of course. You think of the River King.
The River King.
The River King. The River King is an archfey. You did.
I forced to summon a freaking archfey here. Oh, that'll
Bring
end
in
well
the
for us.
Archfey.
That would be something I would do. It's just like, I've got an idea.
How does
I've
this
summoned a demigod.
How does this portal work? Do we need to write a spell, or do we need to like?
I'm glad you asked. Okay. Okay. Here, I'm just going to read you a text. The summoning circle carved in the floor could hypothetically be used, provided the players, or the characters, had the know-how. Attempting to summon a creature from another plane of existence requires knowing the language of the entity you wish to summon and rolling an Arcana check. Characters that specialize in conjuration magic gain advantage on the check. On a high roll, something like or very similar to or exactly like the desired creature is summoned. On a mid-range roll, I'm purposely being slightly vague. On a mid-range roll, nothing happens, and on a bad roll, something else may come through accidentally.
Yeah, I should not be doing this.
We should definitely be doing this.
Do it anyway.
And you guys are out of this room, so I'm gonna be like, do it.
You can visibly see my discomfort in anything magical. I'm just like, oh no. Especially like, does this particular? Thank you. It's like having a stroke there.
Yeah, he just said pervert 3 times.
Yeah, does this pervert? Does this particular archfey align with either particular court or anything, or like the Seelie or Unseelie, rather?
He is typically a neutral entity. He kind of presides in the realms between.
Okay, that's kind of something I wanted to make sure, because if you know, because my character leans was more towards the summer court side. So.
Yeah. You're not summoning an Unseelie.
So you tell
That probably wouldn't end well.
Are you telling me like he would lean towards the neutral?
Yes. I'm telling you that, but that does not mean that I'm telling you that his alignment is neutral. It just means that I'm telling you that a part of his alignment is neutral.
Okay, well that's my thing. Like part of his alignment is neutral. We could appeal to the fact that another neutral being, this guardian Naga, and its eggs could be wiped out if this acid isn't pushed back.
My experience with the Fae is they are not that willing to help. They much favor playing tricks and fooling us rather than helping.
I mean, I feel like we have this circle in front of us, and we ought to utilize it to our advantage. So either we're gonna push back this acid and like maintain the status quo, or else I'm gonna want to bring something forth from, the celestial realm that's gonna take out that guy that I really don't like.
That is the worst. I didn't hear that.
Oh, so the golden creature, golden man. Just because I keep almost saying it, his name is O. Very close to
O.
Oud. Just the letter O is his entire name.
Oh?
O. Oak says,
Oh.
as he hears this
Oh.
debate kind of bouncing around and forth, he says, "Please understand, I'm willing to attempt to send you out of here, and I'm willing to do what I can to make safe this area. I'm not interested in bringing another cretinous, frustrating, thick-skulled creature into this temple just to have another cretinous, thick-skulled creature into this temple."
I just thought of an important question. We have a summoning circle here. I should be more familiar with fiends than I am, but can they not just like somehow teleport themselves out of here? And that's why I look at my teleportation circle. It's like with so much importance placed on the summoning circle, would there be anything blocking us from using these? I feel like this is something we should check before, or we ask about before we get stuck in a room and go, time to teleport out. No, you don't. I don't know. Or maybe I'm overthinking this, but
I just don't. I'm just not willing to provide you with that answer, so you guys will have to. At least not at the moment.
I'm asking this guy if he thinks there's anything there.
Okay.
Not
that's
you,
fair.
the guy.
That's fair.
I was like just looking at the summoning circle, going, "Wait a minute,
No.
is this?" Because I'm asking him, "Wait a minute, if this summoning circle is so important, shouldn't these other creatures be able to like manifest some sort of like teleportation? Why can't? I mean, I know somehow they got here somehow, but
Those creatures were sent here. The
Sent here.
the larger ones, the bigger ones, the ones that we don't have to contend with at the moment, may be able to bounce around at will. The smaller ones, they are sent places. They are directed. They are the pawns and the foot soldiers. That being said, I'm quite certain that the reason that anyone in this place wants access to this is so that they can bring a bigger one of them here.
okay.
Right? Do you know how you kill Virillion? You bring a chain
The
devil.
Lord?
You bring a chain devil, or a bone devil, or a Baylor, or something through this portal.
But then what do we do about the chain devil?
Maybe he'll be reasonable.
And this is why I'm telling you, I'm not letting you summon another thick-skulled creature into this place.
Well, part
Fair
of the
enough.
problem is that Virillion wants to kill me.
That is a problem.
Say we slowly poison him, one drop of food at a time over the next 20 years.
Good work.
Seems short-lived.
I guess
That'd be
we can
very
always play
long-lived.
the encroaching doom card and see if we can get him to work with us.
What does Virillion want? And again, I'm just asking questions. But what does Virillion want from you, Felix?
Your head.
I get the feeling that he wants me to eliminate any threats to him or his power.
Well, I think there's two ways. I'm thinking aloud here. There's no right or wrong answer. You could certainly kill all the fiends, and I believe that Felix or that Virillion would let you go. He would give you his blessing. I'm certain of that. He's, after all, at his core, a celestial. That being said, right now he holds power. If he's removed from power, one way or another, I believe he would be more easy to negotiate with.
How to remove him from power? How?
An
What
election?
would be a good? What be as someone with a basis in celestial stuff? Would I know how to remove him from power?
So before we go further down this route, let me put a disclaimer in here. I am 100%. My goal as a DM in this setting is not to steer you down a path. So there's no right or wrong answer here. So I'm going to answer you, but don't feel like I'm telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Virillion, you know that Virillion is out of his element. He's an assassin that's been put in charge. You could remove him from power in several different ways. The first of which is simply remove his power, right? If you defeat him in some way that's not killing him, he's more likely to negotiate. Secondly, if you break down his he right now is protected by an area of holy consecration. No enemies can get to his home base. If you were to remove that, 100%, he couldn't deal, right? And there's probably other ways, but those are two that you have all that information at your hand. Like, just everything. All the cards are in his favor right now, right? He can't be touched. He gets to call the shots. You want through the door that he has possession, that he's overseeing, that's in his lair, so to speak. He gets to make demands, and you have to follow them. Is the way Virillion sees it. And again, he's not a diplomat. He's not used to this sort of thing.
I have a question for the golden guy. A question and a follow-up, possibly. Vermilion told us that all we needed was the blessing from basically any old imp over there, right?
Yes, that's how it's accurate.
So do we have to have specifically Vermilion's blessing?
That, Howard, is an excellent question. I have never gotten blessing from any of these creatures. I don't need it. I don't want it. So I can't give you a definitive answer if it will work. But I think it's an interesting question, and I think if you search yourself long enough, you'll find some certainty in your answer.
The gears are turning, but it's just a gear turning.
Can he? I'm not in the room. Damn it! If he
Well,
doesn't
'cause
need the
it's the-
blessings, then can he bless us all?
Oh, I will certainly bless you all in exchange for the apartment that Felix is offering.
Oh yeah, the paper.
Yes, the paper.
Paper.
That being
Oh,
said,
yeah,
I'm
no.
one of several that you need, I'm sure.
Then I'll give him.
Yes.
I'll give him. I'll give him the parchment. That's not a problem.
Excellent. So
He's gonna get something big to show up to fight us. This isn't good.
the avatar of law within this area blesses you, and you now have the blessing of the lawful neutral alignment. All you had to do is parchment. It's super easy. They're
I
all
kept
that
forgetting
easy.
the
Questioning
paper.
him for half an hour.
They're all that
Where'd
easy.
they go?
You know what? He's probably not had a really good conversation in a while. You know, it's
Well, and
he's
Felix,
excited, heard some new stories.
Aud is a do-gooder that
Oh,
he
did
feels
Jar
like,
get a?
and
did-
Felix is super his type of person. Right? They're both bookish. They're both historians of a sort. Record keepers.
I only read exciting history.
Yes, yes. You are like the puppy dog that has wandered into the study. You know,
Well, oh my friend, we need to take off here. But we may be back later to visit after we meet with some people.
say well then.
I want to ask him real quick. Does Shar get a blessing too? Does Shar need a blessing?
Who's Char? Sorry.
I'm gonna point to the crow. They're the raven.
Oh, yes, yes. No, he says, he shakes his head. He said, Char is a resident here. He should, and not a sentient one, really, at its core. It should be fine. But he has my blessing, whether or not it matters.
I'm just gonna be like, yes. I'm gonna say thank you, Char.
It does not respond.
Says, that's a
We're
good
making
one.
good progress.
That's a good one.
Close enough. And I'll thank him and everything, and like we got to get back to our companions, and we got to get this train rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Not that anyone here knows what a train is.
So he will as you like stand up from the chairs, both the chairs will sink back in, the desk will reappear, and he will immediately like grab a quill and pen and start take one of his new pieces of parchment and starts inscribing on it.
Oh, before I leave, I meant to ask this earlier, but I'm gonna ask him if things take a turn for the worst, would you be willing to at least help the good creatures flee the encroaching acid?
I'll have to give it some thought. I'm really a caretaker of this temple, not of the residents that have wandered in. That being said,
You can catch a sack too.
one might assisting one might assist the other. Let me give it some thought, but I know that we don't have much time.
I'm going to just say I understand. We've already asked enough of you,
Yes.
and asking to trust any of these creatures is basically anyone with something so important is a big deal.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a big deal that you let us so willingly, easily know about all of this.
Hmm. Well, it's my job. I would rather it wasn't, but as the caretaker, my job to oversee things. So, Uh,
I'm gonna say you can always think about retirement as I close the door.
only if I have a replacement.
And then I guess, well, yeah, I guess the party's gone at that point.
Okay. That's good. I was really hoping you were going to try to summon a River King. I was all ready for that.
I was too, actually.
Me too. Me three. Anytime you bring Elder Fae into the mix, I'm down.
It's all good. It is all good, though. We'll save that for another time. All right. So, Aud closes the door. Felix with him. You have some more information. You have another blessing. Somebody better keep a track on a chart.
I am.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yep.
I kind of know, but it probably is handy to have a chart for you.
Hmm.
Yeah, so far we've got lawful good, lawful neutral, and neutral good.
Yep, that's like top left quadrant. All right.
So what do we do next?
I suppose the party tells me that the imps are looking for me, so I'll go deal with them.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Forgot paper. Yes, the imps.
Like,
Yeah, when you guys start to come back to us, I'm like, oh hey, did you talk to those the little guys, the little with the wings?
I'm gonna immediately remember Naked Bat and then go, oh yeah.
The naked bats. Yes.
I'll be right back.
Yes.
Alright.
So, a dozen sets of eyes pop into existence as soon as you set foot in the soil. Just the eyes. The rest of the
I
body
peek
stay
right-
invisible.
I peek around the corner too. I said, I told you I'd send him in. Step back out.
He say, "You have an answer."
I'm going to get straight to the point and say I have bad news. The ooze that was chasing us into the, before. I don't know if we probably didn't have a chance to mention this to you guys, but there is an acidic ooze threatening to overtake this, and it's made its way into these chambers.
A foul business. Don't worry, we have
And
a plan.
unfortunately, we think it might be from a big evil dragon.
That'll be unfortunate for
What?
those within.
I hear that, and I'm just like, what was
Yeah,
that
we'll tell
about
you
a dragon?
We'll tell you about it in a minute.
Lots happened.
So
I
big
didn't
dragon,
cause it, at least.
big dragons, lots of acid. Tell us about the circle. Bad news first, yes. So now good news.
I didn't really inspect the circle.
No. You were in there twice. You were there for a long time. You saw the circle.
It's off.
You were not in there at all.
Damn it.
Fair enough.
The
How does
circle
it know
will-
everything?
It's right there. It's literally 5
Because
feet
they've
from
been
the
watching
door.
and
It's
so
5
excitedly.
feet from the door.
The circle will only activate once all 9 blessings are given and the door is opened.
Hmm.
Is that true?
I'm not good with.
Tell him, evil bat prince.
Evil naked bat prince.
Felix, roll a deception check. Nobody's assisting you in this.
Oh, damn.
Lie. Everybody's just like, oh, I don't want to be part of this.
I'm not even there.
I just like. I'm just going. I will say audibly, I don't know how these things work.
Let me know what you get, Felix.
Was it with or without advantage?
Without.
Without.
Yeah, you had no real help from your party.
then my inspiration?
Yeah, you can spend your inspiration. Absolutely.
Then it was a nat 20.
Okay. So it doesn't work unless the door is open. That's a weird. Wonder if the creature that's inside there had something to do with this jury-rigged setup. Ha. All right, so we'll have to kill him. All right. All right, so I told you that we'd help you, so we're gonna help you. Told you we'd give you some information, did I not?
Bones. Give me some bones.
Why not just give us your blessing?
What are you, a blessing or an egg?
Oh boy.
Both?
Well, you bartered for one thing, so perhaps we could barter for another later. But right now, we owe you. Well, we owe you an egg, the knowledge of an egg, but we could be persuaded.
That is true.
Okay. The knowledge of the egg.
Barnaby's got it. He's
Who?
down
What?
south. Mr. Barnaby.
We just killed Barnaby.
No, you
Nope.
killed Byron.
That was Byron.
Barnaby is, well, he is. He's Barnaby with a temper. He's Byron with a temper. He lives down in the
boy.
south quadrant with all his.
Byron doesn't have a temper?
No, Byron did not have a temper. Byron was a noble leader.
He seemed like a pretty reasonable guy.
He was.
Byron effed my life up.
Byron was the best of all of us. Don't you speak ill of Byron?
Byron
May
whooped
he-
my ass.
May he rest in pieces.
I'm sorry for your loss.
We appreciate the condolences, but business at hand. Barnaby is to the south, down across the wastelands he is. And in that place where no one ventures lies Barnaby and his rabble. And they've got an egg. They've had an egg this whole time. I imagine the hydrangea suspected as much, but it's dour business entering that space, and she'd have to leave her eggs far, far and away on the opposite end of the temple. So Barnaby has what he wants, and Barnaby always has what he wants.
I guess we gotta murder Barnaby too.
That'll be an adventure. He's not. Well, I mean, you murdered Byron, so perhaps you could murder Byron. You do well in hell.
I didn't mean to. I thought we were supposed to. I don't know. It was a very confusing time for me.
You know, the very word murder means mean to.
Well, I didn't. I'm not the one that killed him.
That's a better
I
way to
just
say
threw a
it.
bag of dwarf. I was told to throw a bag of dwarf, and I thought we were going to parlay. I didn't understand why I had to throw a dwarf though.
Lies and murder. Lies and murder. This feels like better back home. Yep. So, we will happily tell you what. We'll do you a favor, so now you owe us one. We'll give you safe passage through our territory on your way to Barnaby. Now you owe us a favor. Oh, and there's some doors there on the east.
Some effery.
Leave those alone.
Doors on the. Leave them alone.
Yes.
Okay. Easy
You
enough.
don't tell me what to do. I'm an adult. Sort of.
Sorry.
Well, we know that you're adult, but that's why we're saying it twice. Stay away from the doors to the southeast.
Which
I'm a
itself.
junior. I'm a junior member of the Ebon Hawks.
So they're motioning to like as they're talking with you, they're motioning to like areas 22 and 21.
Oh, okay. Okay. Stay away from those doors.
Mm-hmm.
Is he saying this in like a threatening manner or a? I guess I'd have to roll an insight check.
No, you don't have to. Commanding tone. Like he's giving
Okay.
you a directive. Don't open those doors. Don't go in there.
I sort of want to send Blustery again, but I'm afraid Blustery's gonna get swatted.
Yeah, how did that work out last time?
It went bad. Not as good as Code
The
Word
bag.
Hello Blue.
Out of curiosity, I'm gonna ask the naked bat. what's is there anything stopping Barnaby at this point from invading your territory?
No. Well, no, there is. It's hard to, well, it's easy to forget them. But there are worm, slug, maggot, and grub that perhaps could pose a threat to it.
I see.
The Quasit Barons.
Gotcha. I was just kind of curious of like the politics of the area.
Oh, I mean, we're kind of caught between. We're in a tight spot.
Gotcha.
We got. Forces of blinding light in front of us, and fiery jack wagons to the south. It's not going to be a pleasant next few decades.
Fiery jackwagons.
I imagine he's saying this and he's like looking kind of dejected, like he's like
Yeah.
visualizing 20 years of
Yeah,
a lot of work.
yes. A lot of work, a lot of lost
I
ground.
kind of feel a little guilty.
Yes, you should.
Like I
Well-
can't like seeing his face, kind of like I feel like my character feels just like this like
Yes.
reflexive guilt.
Yes, he says it's
Like
a shame.
oh, I feel bad.
You know, it was Byron's birthday as well. We had planned a party for later this afternoon.
I wonder who was keeping the cake. It wasn't in that pool. I checked.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Fool was.
I believe the cake was still being prepared by Maggot.
Okay, I think we need to figure out where to go next. I don't think these guys are helping us.
Sure they are.
Well, they told us where an egg is. Sounds excellent.
Anyway.
I get uninspiration for that. At the DM's discretion, I just have to roll at advantage sometime.
A disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or everybody else loses their inspiration. They're de-inspired.
Just a boon.
Okay, so yeah, they've told you that. We've got time here, guys, for about one more thing,
Mhm.
and then it's going to be time to wrap things up. So,
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna want to go explore to the doors to the southeast.
that's up to you.
southeast.
The place that they told you not to go.
Yes. Yes, either that or we murder all these closets and go wherever the hell we want because we're adults.
I will again apologize to them, and I'm going to kind of double back and inform the party of the information and everything we got. And I mean, as much as I want to go charging after this egg, we do have some doors up here that we haven't checked, and
You guys have covered about half this dungeon, maybe. This
Mhm.
level.
Possibly.
I don't
What about
think-
this door right here.
which one I can't see.
The one outside number 16.
This one.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ones I was talking about. Yeah, we haven't checked that. We haven't checked the ones down here because there's one across from the golden guy, and then
Yeah.
one over here on the south end of the Naga room that we haven't checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, as by my recollections, you have not checked out 16, 17, or 18, or 13 or 14.
We were just in 18.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Or
that's
16 or
not part
17.
18 was
Six-
O, right?
16, 17, or 19.
Yes.
Yeah.
13 or 14. 5, 4, 5, 6, or 9, or 10.
Correct.
Or down towards the bottom, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26,
31,
28,
32, 33.
well, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32,
Gotcha.
33. Yeah.
Correct.
I vote this one.
Okay.
16 it is.
16. Okay. Perfect.
Open the door.
Nope, I'm gonna examine the door first. Is there any writing on it?
Are these double doors?
It is double doors. Yep.
Okay. If he gives the all clear, I'll knock.
Go ahead and make an investigation check as you're examining the door.
Ooh.
A 5.
5. Nope. Looks good. There's no markings.
Okay,
There.
I'll
There.
open it.
Yeah. Okay. Knock. Okay.
I'm not even gonna knock. I'm just gonna open it.
Okay. This room is marble blanketed in ash. Perhaps at one point it contained items of note, but all of those are long burned. Against the far wall and to the right are scorched doors that hang loosely on their hinges. They're closed, but they're blasted.
There are 2 doors there.
There's you see them, right? Yeah.
I'll go in with him and say, "Pardon the intrusion" or something along those lines.
So nothing responds in 16.
Then I will eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. Knock on this one.
To the south?
Yeah.
You knock and there is no answer.
Then I'll open it.
You open it and a false wall into the room with O opens up. And he looks up and he says, welcome back. Have
Oh,
you
no,
decided
no,
to...
No, this right here.
Not the middle
the one
wall.
on the east,
The middle door.
southeast.
Perfect. Okay. Yep. Okay, absolutely. So as you go to that door, could you make me a perception check?
Yeah. That's not a good stat for me. 12.
12. Okay. As you touch the door, it's warm to the touch.
This is encouraging. And I will open it.
Okay. This room, as you open it, is similar to the state of the room found in Area 16, with one major exception. There is a woman wreathed in flame that sits on a red-hot bronze stool in the center of the room.
Okay.
As you open up the door, she says, welcome to my parlor.
Uh-oh.
Do come in.
Hi.
I don't like anybody who says "do come in." That seems.
I don't like anyone that says, "Welcome to my parlor."
I don't like anyone glowing like that.
Who are you?
My name
If the
is Diane.
Silverbones welcomed me into their parlor, I would be.
Your name is Diane?
Diane.
Okay, I knew a girl named Diane once.
I am not that girl.
What an odd name.
Okay. What you doing here?
Fair request.
Pouting, for lack of a better word. Pouting that's lasted for longer than I care to admit.
Seems to be a common theme here.
This is the place where nothing happens.
What? Let's just be real here. Sometimes I don't like to talk around corners. We seem to be here to make everybody's day, to make everybody get what they want. So what is it exactly that would help you get what you want?
You better activate that resistance.
Ah.
And we'll just close the door behind you.
Yes. A man that is quick, to the point, and cares nothing for subtlety. You have finally, I say finally, I don't know how long you've been here, but you have figured out the bane of this place. There is a balance in which no one is happy, but which no one can shift.
beginning to realize that no matter what we do, somebody's going to be pissed off.
Quite. So, I will be as plain as you are. If you are asking what I want, I would like to not be here sitting in a pile of ash.
Fair
That
enough.
sounds kind of boring.
Right, I agree. Is not my place in the Hall of the Goddess.
The Hall of the Goddess.
You surely have seen it. It's just when you come in there to the north.
The statues?
Oh yes, they're quite lovely.
Okay.
It's also a tree now.
We only have one little problem here.
Is it the large snake?
No, I could deal with the large snake.
Oh, okay. Well, that's lovely.
The problem is the large tree.
Well, I could deal with a tree.
No, you can't.
You with acid.
She burns a little bit brighter. She says, "I'm quite certain that I can deal with a tree."
I'm quite certain that I'm not okay with you dealing with my tree in that way.
This place never brings pleasantry. And you are not an exception to that. So, it sounds to me like you have something that you want from me, and you have a way that you want this to go down. So why don't you go ahead and tell me that side of the story?
Sorry.
I think that there are perhaps other ways that you could be made happy without the Hall of the Goddess.
I would love to hear about them. Tell me
Who
how.
here?
Past
Who
resistance.
here do you?
We'll close the
Who
door.
here do you detest?
Well, first and foremost, the person who's disallowing me access to the hall in which I have rightful claim. The snake, the serpent.
Okay. When she tells me that, I'm gonna go over here
Okay.
and shut the door.
Okay.
So now it's just me and her.
Okay.
We could deal with the snake if my tree could be protected.
Can I try to listen through the door?
Sure. Roll a perception check. Let me know what you get.
21.
21. Okay. Yeah, you can hear, unless things get. We'll see. For now, you can hear.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have. Is this a living tree? Is this a? Let me rephrase that. Is this an intelligent tree?
It is a holy tree.
Fine. Fine. It's not gonna walk around and talk and
No.
Fine. I won't burn a tree. You'll kill a snake.
I didn't say I'd kill a snake.
You'll help me kill a
Yes.
snake.
Said the snake could be removed from play.
Well, I've been working quite a bit. And I could use, if I had just a few more allies, I believe that we could do this.
Okay. Who are your allies currently?
Let me ask you in turn, because I've spent about, I don't know how many years accumulating allies. You just walked in. May I ask you the same question? Who are your allies here before I tell you mine?
I like O. He's a good guy.
O is a wonderful creature. I let him keep to himself.
Yeah, he seems pretty content to do that, and I'm cool with that too.
He does not like me in his presence, as we can all understand. He likes
He's
things.
metal, you're really hot. Yeah.
I'm flammable. He likes things that are flammable.
Yeah. I hate Ferlian. He's a dick.
I care nothing for Frillian. He can play in his own playground.
How do you feel about this Lord Byron guy?
How do you feel about this Lord Byron guy?
He's
I've never
awesome.
met him.
You just met him.
I've never met him.
Never met
My
him.
friends have, but I haven't.
Oh. What do your friends think of this Lord Byron fellow?
I don't know that they think too highly of him.
I thought he was decent.
They don't think too highly, but so they've had an interaction with Lord Byron that didn't go up or down.
I don't know for certain. I just know that I wasn't there to gauge the man myself.
Anyone else you have connections with?
We've just heard about this Barnaby guy.
Barnaby's a wonderful chap. Nice fellow.
Okay.
One of the best.
He apparently has the egg that belongs to the Naga.
Oh, does he? All right. That is a delicious delicacy.
I was considering that if I could locate the egg, perhaps I could trade it for her to move somewhere else.
Well, we have and if Barnaby has it, we can go talk to Barnaby.
And if she could move it on, then if she's not there, then you could have the hall, correct?
Yes, but she has kept me from it. Is there a reason that we cannot kill this snake woman?
You see, I need the blessing of the snake to get through the door.
But do you know we have eggs? Perhaps we could just hatch an egg.
How long would that take?
Not long when you have one like me.
An interesting proposition.
Yes.
What do you know of this citrine?
Who?
Pseudo-dragon? Small?
No, nothing.
Okay. I haven't gotten the lay of her yet, except that she's in my friend's backpack.
It's a weird thing to do with a pseudo dragon.
I'm not going to commit to killing anything yet. I think that there are ways that perhaps we could find balance.
Well, you seem like a reasonable fellow. What if I laid some cards on the table that shift this balance that you feel like is there, revealed a few things for you, and maybe pushed yourself over the edge? If there's not a balance to maintain, then certainly we could upset it a bit more.
I mean, I'm willing to listen.
O will not stand against me. He cares too much about his paper things, and I have made no threat against them, but he knows that should he upset me, I could easily lay waste to his whole life's work. So he sits and he will keep to himself. I myself am quite capable, and I have enlisted a large retinue, including the one that you have not met, Lord Byron, in a pact. Lord Byron and Barnaby do not get along, so it was unlikely that we were to strike up an alliance. We certainly won't strike up an alliance with Barnaby. That being said, perhaps with you and Byron and Byron's ilk, and he oversees many of the quaslets as well. With all of those forces pushed forward onto the snake, she will fall so quickly.
Well, there may be a problem. Last I knew, Byron had an accident.
Swimming eggs. He died in this pool.
An accident in the sack.
Too much cake, and he tried to swim, and
It was something to do with a sack and his pool, and
Are you telling me that your friends killed Lord Byron? Is that what you're trying to circumvent and tell me?
I
You seem to be
wasn't there
hemming-
know exactly what happened.
But your friends were there and Lord Byron wasn't after the fact.
My friends have not told me what happened.
All right, so I'm going to pretend with you for the first time this whole time. I'm going to pretend that you don't know anything, and we will pretend together. Up
Do you
until the
ever
It's a good
do
thing
you
to assume
ever
about me.
purposely not ask people questions because you don't want to know the answers?
no, we address this
I
at the front, right? We're very direct. You and I. That was the agreement that we reached. You came in here
yes.
and asked questions and stated facts and made demands, and I did the
I
same.
assume that there was some form of violence. I haven't asked because I quite frankly don't care.
Who runs Lord Byron's forces at the moment, then?
I believe there's a quasit that's speaking for them,
A quasit.
or an imp. I don't know.
A quasit
It's
is
a naked bat.
speaking.
There's
There is an.
something naked. I don't know.
There are so many opportunities lying beneath our noses. Creatures. Byron himself may be a head above the rest, but creatures of that ilk, they're naturally born followers. They never rise to anything greater than that. And they follow the strongest amongst them. And if Byron is dead, I mean, it's an unfortunate incident, and I will have words with your companions for so quickly felling such a valuable asset, but someone
So
needs
why
to go.
don't you assert control over Byron's forces,
I believe that is what I'm going to do.
and then make an alliance with Barnaby?
Mm-hmm. Wheels are spinning.
Too much
And
power. Too much power. It's getting bad.
and then your alliance with Barnaby gains me access to the egg
Yes.
long enough to get the blessing,
And with
and and then you do as you will.
and with Barnaby and all of the imps, I will lay claim. I can certainly lay claim to all the quasits and the quasit barons of the whole South. Oh, will not stand against me.
As soon as I have the blessing I need, what happens happens as long as my tree remains.
I should thank your friends. I think I will. Where are they? Let's go find them.
Right outside the door.
And we'll end the session right there. That's a good spot. 101, perfect.
I just want to take the opportunity now to say, ha! It wasn't me that got the party killed.
All right.
This
I don't
Uh,
think we're gonna die.
so we'll end there with Diane. And you guys are making things happen in the temple. So I think we might see this all come to a head next session. Cool beans.
Awesome.
We didn't
Sorry
summon
if your
anything.
Naga dies, Ode.
Do what?
I said sorry if your Naga dies.
He's not going to be happy if his Naga dies.
I do want to point out, I don't know. I've played in a lot of different D&D groups, but so I don't know how you guys feel about this, but we do have two like actual good party members, and I don't know if they could turn a blind eye to this, and because I don't know the rules about clerics too, but since I'm a paladin, I wouldn't be able to do that per
Well,
se.
the actual rules don't say that you can't, but if your character wouldn't, then you
Exactly,
don't have
that's
to.
what I'm kinda-
That's for sure.
That's kind of what I'm pointing at. If we're getting to, it's like, I hate to get too meta about it, but it's
Yeah.
like, it's
That's
to me,
that's
it's
a
no fun if
conversation
you.
we can have in character, definitely.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how you guys as players would feel about doing like alignment and all that.
So my feeling, my directive would be, I want people to play their characters. I don't want you to tie too much stake in your class, except for people like clerics and paladins, who have oaths, which is a big thing for Aud. His oaths are a big deal, and the cleric's tenets are a big deal. So we want to maintain those. That's paramount. Right underneath that, just skimming right beneath it is, I really would love to avoid PvP.
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
if 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 Cornelius decides he wants to stab Virillion in the back, and Aud wants to stop him, and there becomes PvP because Aud can't abide by that by his tenants, his oaths, it is what it is. It has to happen. That being said, um, I would love to close my eyes and imagine a world where um, the party who has almost died twice to external threats doesn't kill each other. So, um,
But
Hey,
as for like Vermilion, it's like I have a hard time imagining Out being super defensive about him because one, he's kind of a jerk, and even though he's supposedly
Jerk.
something like lawful good, he doesn't feel good. He doesn't feel like a good character. He just feels like some weird form of lawful. Like he has a specific code he's sticking to and that sort of thing. But he doesn't feel like a good character. So I would be like, oh, just because he's celestial doesn't mean a damn thing to him because he's grew up with the
Mhm.
Fae. The concept of gods to him are like, what are those things? You know,
yeah,
because the Fae version of a god is like Titania, who is this being that you can go and meet.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
This is enlightening, guys. But I gotta crash.
It's late
We'll
for
see you later.
everyone. Yep, I've been
Yeah.
running games for 9 hours. I'm gonna call it. You guys, thank you so much for watching the stream, and tune in a couple weeks when we see what happens with Diane and Barnaby and Hydrangea and Zatrine and Brilliant and everyone else. So